I think we're live. How's the camera look? In this middle of the screen, let's see. If you can hear me, if I sound all right, hit that 1. Please. Jim, off. Tyler, good to have you back, Tyler. Kyle, Bruce. All right. And then the red dot, is that annoying or is that distracting or do you not even notice? What are your thoughts on that? I can tilt it to get it to go away. Or maybe, I don't know, does it look cool? Or are you just indifferent to it? Kelvin, self-motivated. Good morning. Don't even notice. Doesn't matter. No red. No. There's definitely a red dot. There's definitely a red dot. I mean, if you're colorblind, maybe there's no red dot. Is this only talk on futures? Well, I don't know, Tyler. What do you like to do? Are you a day trader, Tyler? And if so, what do you day trade? Because if you're day trading other than futures, with all due respect, you're not going about things the most efficient way. I did have a nice weekend, actually. Anybody here into Morel mushrooms? Morel mushrooms? What happens if I hit my profit target on the second day, but I go under it on the fourth day without hitting my... Well, then you haven't passed the test anymore, Calvin. Why would you, if you hit it, then are you just still trading it? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? Or like, how is that even possible? Were you trying to flip day or something and a flip day burnt you? I've had a train wreck of a morning, an absolute train wreck of a morning. Do not let this deceive you. It is very deceiving. Kelvin, dude, what? Come on, man. Like, I'm not. I'm a little frustrated at you, but I think I'm more frustrated at myself as like a coach or as a teacher because I feel like I've let you down. Like, I can't. The number of times on here where I've gone over. Once you hit your profit target, stop trading that account. If you got to do a couple flip dates, do that, or else you're going to risk doing exactly what you just did, Kelvin. So yes. I raise my voice not necessarily at you, but I think at myself because I feel like I've let you down. Because I've talked about that numerous times. So I guess I'm not explaining it clearly or properly. I'm not quite sure. But I'm upset at myself to hear that. Yeah. So, sorry. I'll try to explain things clear in the future. Morello? No, Morel mushrooms. Look them up. Sell for $50 a pound. Sell for $50 a pound. Look them up. In fact, why don't I just look them up? Anyway, somebody asked how my weekend went. It went... Oh, this could be a business venture. Oh, no, come on. No, that's ridiculous. Okay, they're not. It's not that good. Okay, this definitely overpriced. So Morel, look at this on Amazon, $189 for 1 pound. But that's got to be a little overpriced. Well, there's another one, Walmart, $126 for a pound. Anyways, I went out scavenging for those. Went to church yesterday in the morning. And then, because we go to church in the morning and then at night. But then in between, me and a couple of my daughters went over to the property we own. We have some acreage in Iowa. Scavenger found 3.1 pounds in about 2 hours. No, my wife said she either 3.1 or 3.3. Yeah, anyways, over 3 pounds of those mushrooms. And they are delicious. No, Brian. Man, you're a city boy, aren't you, Brian? That's why they're so pricey. You can't mass produce them. They're hard to find. They have a very limited. They never come up in the same spot. You can't mass produce them on a farm. So it's just totally a supply and demand thing. So like high-end restaurants, we cooked some up first time we ever had them yesterday on the grill. Oh my. Like none of our kids like mushrooms. Every single one of our kids were like, "Can I have another one, Dad? Can I have another one?" Unbelievable how good they are. Unbelievable. So good. But yeah, it was a good weekend. But that's crazy. Maybe we should just try to sell them on Amazon. Dry them out. Because I was researching because we're finding so many. It's like, well, how do we save these things? But yeah, you can dry them. Yeah, that's nuts. But yeah, I don't think any, and I realize, well, just because it's listed for 189 on Amazon doesn't mean that's what it's worth. Nope, you're absolutely right. So that's why I say I was just hearing $50 a pound. So that, anyways, really nobody here has heard of Morel mushrooms. We got a bunch of people that sit in offices all day, or what? Does anybody here like country folk? Is anybody here out in the country? Tyler, see again, Tyler, what's up, man? Tyler Durden. I ask you, what do you trade? And then just silence. Well, like I said, I'll go over my day after we get some more people here. Wow, we're not even at 10 likes yet. Whew. Well, I guess I haven't said it yet. But if you've been here before and you know that you're going to like, we're going for 100 likes to keep the party going. We'll go for at least the 2-hour mark. But like I said, if you've been here before and you know you'll like, or that you know you'll enjoy, hit that like button. If you're brand new, it's welcome. It's great to have you. No need to hit the like button because obviously you don't know if you're going to like. Yeah, all right. Bruce, finally, one person's heard of him. Yeah, that's shocking. I guess, I don't know. Maybe they're not as well known as what I thought they were. Only within the... Oh, wow. Just like, boom. Just like that, up to 20 likes. Here we go. There we go. All right. The power of asking. How's everybody's day going? Today had a lot of tricky moves, at least for me. At least for me, quite a few tricky moves. Right now, though, the key area here to watch is that orange line. That's the previous session's close. And it hasn't been perfect, but you can see right here, kind of got stuck below it and then went above it a little bit before coming back down. Flat out rejected, and then you can see getting caught up in this area. Valley, hello. Bruce, not the best, but there's still time. That is true. There is still time. I know Judd's heard of them. Morel mushrooms. Morel. And maybe it's just like a Midwest thing, though. Because I think they only grow in the Midwest. So to Brian's point earlier, but are you going to try to grow them on your farm? I think that's the other reason why they're so expensive. Because they don't grow everywhere either. Yeah, so me and my kids went out yesterday, 2 hours. Found 3 pounds. 3 pounds of morel mushrooms. And that I went out on Saturday by myself. First time ever. We'll see if I can find one. And, but yeah, I found, I don't know, maybe like a pound. But yeah, then went out yesterday with the 2 of my kids. I wanted to bring my son, but he'd made some poor life choices. So he had to suffer some consequences of, yeah, sorry, buddy. You lost the opportunity. But, yeah, me and my $2 in 2 hours found like 3.1 ounces, or excuse me, 3.1 pounds. First time we had them was yesterday. So good. So good. Lost my pro account. Drawdown was super low. Was pretty much win or lose. Well, Evil, I know you got payouts out of it, so that's good. That's good. That's the goal. Oh, real? Okay, maybe so before you got on, Judd, I was telling people I've heard $50 a pound. And then I was looking on Amazon, and Amazon somebody had a pound for $189, which seemed kind of crazy. But right there, $100 a pound. Yeah, no, I know they go for big money. Told the kids. Yeah, no, they're not. Yeah. Told the kids, this will maybe be a way for you to... But I might just buy them from the kids. At like $10 a pound or something. Oh, really? Smoke them? Okay. We'll have to try that. We got a lot right now, so we can do some experimenting. I actually like that as a short. Breakdown or get out. Let's see. So I'm going to take this short, stop above VWAP for kind of a breakdown or get out. We'll see if we can come down to at least that trend line right there. 8 blown up accounts. Well, you know what? All the entire amount you've lost in those 8 blown up accounts, think about that if that was your actual money. Like, let me put it this way, Noah. Do you even have enough money to have, you know, the amount you've lost in your test phase accounts? Do you even have that? Like, could you have lost that with your own money? Or would you be out of the game completely already had you been using your own money? Again, looking to potentially go short here. How did I not get filled? Okay, in. Took one out there. One out there. I don't really like the quality of this breakdown, so I'm just going to put my stop for the final one right there. So I did not really like the breakdown and that much. So it took a small loss on that final. I had 3. First 2 were profitable. That last one was not. Like I said, wasn't. I really thought I'd want to. And I mean, it did get moving, so I don't want to make it seem like this wasn't a big red candle. I was a little late to the candle just because the candle started up here. But yeah, as it comes back up, like I said, I didn't like the quality of it. And now, yeah, seeing this movement up here makes me feel very just fine about it. Good morning from Lakeland, Florida. I mean, Evil Shadows, I would argue you did a fantastic job. I mean, you got a pro account. You got payouts from it. That's a really good job. Very good. And correct me if I'm wrong, but like you paid, I mean, you're still overall in the green. Oh, now it comes back down. Well, here's the trend line. I would not short the break of this trend line. This seems very overextended already. If we can get it to base out, so if this wants to come down here and then go sideways and then go through, you know, that way you can get a stop, something like that. I'd like that, but yeah. Personally, I don't know, maybe you see something else, but there's no way I'm getting short at the break of that trend line. That's why risk management is so important and makes a difference after knowing when to call it after losses. I'm not close. Okay, so I was bringing that up, Noah, to try to encourage you. Like, yeah, I get it. It's never fun to blow an account, but I mean, think about all the learning you've gotten within, you know, within that. Whereas if you were using your own money, like you said, if you were using your own money, you'd already be knocked out of the game. You'd be done trading. Like you would have trading. Yep, I'm done. Out of money. It's all gone. But thanks to the prop firms, you're still in the game. So, like I said, just as an encouragement. Again, I would still not personally feel comfortable taking this short here. But hindsight will be the judge. Maybe that'll make me look like that comment look very silly in the next 5 minutes. But I do not feel comfortable doing it at this point. If anything, maybe go long. But I'm not super comfortable going long here either because... I mean, it does seem to have quite a bit of downwards pressure right now. But again, if you're like, I'm buying at the trend line with a stop like down below there, I could see that. Because if you get a bounce even back up to the highs right here, that'd still make the risk worth the reward. But again, I don't really feel... I'll go into my day once we get up to 50 likes. So we're about 19 away. So if you're enjoying or you want to hear about my train wreck of a day, hit that like button. Let's get this up to 50. Morning mimosa. I know YouTube notifications. I know. So yes, Saturday I did Saturday morning coffee and trade talk, kind of more laid back. And for you veteran members, you know who Andrew is, and a person. And shame on me. Person showed up. Clay Hater was their username. And I'm like, oh boy. But then they seemed to be pretty reasonable. And then they were, talking, asking all these questions. And eventually, oh yeah, I'm gonna sign up. I want to join your community, and I want to get your mentorship program, all this sort of stuff. No notification today. Well, that's a bummer. And then, then literally I was about to go, and then one more question, and then that took like another 5 minutes, and then I finally asked, and it was just like. And then he emailed me this morning, and he didn't say anything, but he asked me, and we were saying like the same exact questions that Clay Hater was. So I'm like, wait, that was you the entire time? So I don't know how. I wish we could do something with like IP bans or something, but I don't know how YouTube does it. But I guess that was just my long way of saying, oh wow, we didn't get any likes for that last. We got like 3. All right, well I guess I don't know. Maybe I just won't even go over my days each day. That's. Again, I guess that could very well be me being kind of self-indulgent, arrogant, like presuming that people care about how my day actually went. Maybe we're like, Clay, yeah, we don't care. Like, just talk, commentate the charts. We don't need his. So that's fair enough. I just assume people might find that a little more interesting. Do you trade live every day? Yeah. For at least the past 2.5 months, the live stream's been going. So yes, Alex, I try to be here no later than 11 a.m. Eastern every morning. All right, this trend line's looking spicier and spicier. Yeah, I know, that was him. It's totally creeper mode. So I emailed him back though. I was like, what did I tell him? I don't think I don't. I said, oh, so you're a Clay Hater, huh? No, yeah. I didn't cuss him out or anything, but I was just like, at the end of the day, I was just like, never email me again. I don't know what my win rate is, Alex. I don't know. What does that matter? Well, if it's high, I'm going to start to follow you. Yeah, no, that's not how it works, Alex. My win rate is completely irrelevant to you because you are not me, I am not you. My strategy is not going to be the exact same as your strategy, Alex. So you're already operating under false premises. So let me politely correct your premise. It's like, how much money do you make? That's irrelevant to you. Let's say I make $10 million. What does that do for you? Well, it means you know how to trade. No. It means my strategy, in theory, works for me. But like that doesn't mean it's going to work for you. Because I'm not you, you are not me. We have different risk tolerance levels. We have different time schedules. We have... So that's, it's a faulty line of reasoning. I understand it. That's why trading's hard. Because it does seem logical. Well, but if this person has a high win rate, well, then I need to just follow what they do. Well, yeah, but you don't. Are you gonna be able to follow it? Probably not, because again, you're not me, I'm not you. We're two different people. Everybody's got their own little fine-tuned tweaks within a strategy. That's why trading's hard. If trading was literally as easy as, hey, buy my strategy, then success rates would be, I think, a little bit higher than what they are. But again, that's a much tougher sales pitch to say, no, I don't have a magic strategy. I don't have a magic system. Even if you could, I do sell courses. I do sell mentorship. But like, I have a very difficult sales pitch because I'm like, yeah, even if you buy it, you still have a ton of work you got to do. Like, I can teach you the tools, how to properly use the tools, how the tools work. But at the end of the day, it's still going to be up to you, blood, sweat, and tears, to take those tools and fine-tune them to build something that best fits you and your needs. But no trader has the exact same strategy. Is this your full-time source of income? Second video is tuning in. No, absolutely not. No, and I have many streams of income. I want to be a full-time trader is the dumbest goal that anybody could ever have. Every wealthy person I've ever studied has one thing in common. What is that one thing? Multiple streams of income. I want as many streams of income as possible. So no, trading is not my primary source of income. I have multitudes of streams of income. And I'd encourage you to do the same thing. Right at the trend line again. $41 likes. All right, we're still working our way up to 50. I'm down 500. Give me a signal, Clay. Oh, there's the trend line. Take the trend line and you'll be Lambo shopping. You notice what I did there? Did anybody notice what I did? Take the trend line and you'll be Lambo shopping. Notice how I never specified. Do you take it long or short? Well, let me wait to see what happens, and then I'll tell you how I actually was defining take the trend line. So take it. Take this trend line. Yeah, I'm green overall on my investment, which is huge. Yeah, that's awesome, Evil Shaddix. That's awesome. Yeah, good job. Good job. That's fantastic. Evil Shaddix passed some prop firm tests, got his pro account, got some payouts, then lost the pro account. But hey, that's all the best traders I know lose pro accounts. That's just part of it. That's part of it. Obviously, you don't want to, you want to get as much payouts from them as possible before you lose them. What would that be? 60 up to, oh yeah, I can take that. Let's see if it wants to come down a little bit more. Okay, in, looking to play this breakdown here. Good, come on. There we go. Let's make this a winning trade. This will be a winning trade now, no matter what. Too aggressive. Too aggressive. It'll make sense why I'm getting so aggressive after you hear about my day. But that was definitely very aggressive. What stocks do you receive dividends from? I have a variety of stocks. Yeah. Got way too aggressive. But there is a question on whether or not I should even be trading today. So, or whether I should be trading further today. So, like I said, I'm probably, it'll make more sense. We just need 6 more likes. 6 more likes. Let's get this up to 50. I'll go over my train wreck of a day. And, ooh, is this going to, do we got a double bounce coming? I don't know. I'm curious, though. Let's, okay. If you're to tell me I'm buying right here, I would not call you crazy. I'd be like, okay, I can see it. I can see it. You're trying to anticipate a double bounce. Got to have a tight stop, obviously, but somebody was buying down there. I would not call them a degenerate gambler. I would not call them like, what are you doing? You're just throwing darts. Like, oh, no, I see the logic. I see the logic. You're trying to anticipate a double bottom. Does not mean it'll happen, but I see the logic. But Daniel, one of my favorite ETFs is this right here, G-Cow. So I would start there. I think that their model makes a whole lot of sense to my feeble mind. Hey, Evil Shaddix, I'll let my kids know that they're eating tonight because of you. Thank you. Oh, we're at 53. All right. Now, in a sick and twisted way, the good news is I captured this on video. But the bad news is this, and it's already gone, so I can't even show you. So up here, or when you have prop firm accounts, you've got to be aware that you can have multiple accounts, and you can't have multiple accounts just because this is the premise of it. You can eventually get to what's known as what I call the nuclear explosion growth and copy trading. So with the prop firm that I use and recommend, you could have up to 5 accounts. So that's all just say, because then you can copy trade them, meaning if you take one trade and you make $1,000 on that trade, but if you copy it to your 4 other trades, well, now you just made $5,000. Even though you only made 1 trade for $1,000, you actually did it 5 times because you copied it to those other accounts. Oh, I got so aggressive. Well, if anybody else took that trend line break with me and actually held, congratulations. Clay, if I didn't walk away from my account, I would have bought about another. I'm not sure. I would have bought about another one. I'm not sure what you mean. So that's just my way of saying, okay, well, what's the point of having multiple accounts? So you could potentially get to that copy trade phase. But when you have multiple accounts, there's that factor of you got to make sure which account is actually selected. Which one are you actually trading with at that time? Oh, goodness. Please tell me somebody was like, hey, Clay, I agree with you. I like that. I'm going to get short there where you did. But please tell me you were like, Clay, I agree with your thought process of entry. I totally disagree with how aggressive you're getting with your stop loss. I'm not doing that. Please tell me somebody here is doing that because, wow, I just butchered that trade. But I hope, and that's why everybody needs to think for themselves. There's nothing that would make me happier than somebody that shows up and says, yeah, Clay, I agreed with your entry point right there. So yeah, I hopped in, but I totally disagreed, implying, hey, you're thinking for yourself. I totally disagreed with you getting so aggressive with your stop. Because you know what? Hey, we're all flawless. Or we're not all flawless. We're all flawed. And that one did not work out for me. It was a green trade, but I got way too aggressive. But think about it. The power of thinking for yourself. Because the people that thought for themselves, boom. Assuming they're banking big. So I hope there's at least somebody here. How many accounts are you allowed to have on Take Profit Trader? Say you burn all 5 accounts. Yeah, Stefano, you can even after you get pro accounts, you can still keep buying test accounts and passing them. So that's kind of the one silver lining here that I have here that I'll explain. But anyways, so the lesson here with prop firms is you can do multiple accounts, and but you have to just double check what account am I actually trading. So this morning I thought I was on one of the test accounts because, again, just in case people, to build context, the way prop firms work, which I highly, highly recommend, is you start off in a test phase, and then you got to get from the test phase into their pro account. And then these are where you want to, here, let me actually make this yellow. These you want to treat like gold. These are your gold bars. Because in these accounts is where when you start to make money, you get to request money, you get to keep that money, all that good stuff. But so yes, test account, you just, it's part of the process, and all prop firms have it. But once you get to the pro account, this is, the gold bar status right here, the pro accounts. They all call them, some call them performance accounts, others call them funded accounts, but that's the standard. But what I did was I thought I was trading a test account. And with test accounts, you can get maybe a little bit more aggressive, all that. So I got aggressive, and then I was like, all right, here we go. And I try to, do some position building because I left myself some flexibility. And then it went down, and I was like, okay, let me get some more. Order rejected. Now, if you use Tradeovate, you know the voice. I'm thinking, what is it? Okay, buy. Order rejected. Oh, great. Tradeovate's having issues. Why can I not get more? What is going on here? And then it went up, and I was like, oh. And then, again, I was recording myself doing this. So this entire event that I'm describing right now will be on YouTube. I'm not sure when, but it will be on YouTube because I was recording this morning. I'm thinking, oh man, and because it went up enough where I would have been able to scalp out for a profitable trade. So now I'm like, come on, what is wrong, Tradeovate? That would have been a green trade, but you wouldn't let me buy more. And then I'm watching, and then wait a second, I do have a pro account that would be this size, which would only allow me to buy 3. So what do I mean by that? Well, depending on the purchasing power, I just realized, wait a second, I do have a 25K account. And I know on that account, the max position size is 3 of the very volatile ones. So then I was like, oh no, please don't tell me I'm at 3 of the very volatile contracts, max position size on my pro account. And I look up and where you see what account you're at, and there it is. At the end of that account, you see pro. And I'm like, oh no. And this was like, at that point, I was like, well, we'll see if it bounces a little bit. And then a little bit after that, whatever noise it makes, and account gone. And like I said, this I don't want to post the video to YouTube, but it'll be all on there. Oh man, I was so discouraged. So just like, not like this. Like at least if I had found a really good setup that I absolutely loved, and I decided to go max position size, which I still don't think I would do, but at least in that situation, it'd be like, okay, Clay, you took a big swing and it just didn't work out. But like to lose a pro account, to lose again the gold bar account in that fashion was so discouraging. And then I went on tilt, and it was just, I don't want to talk about it after there, but it was not pretty. It was not pretty at all. And it was bad. But all I will say is the prop for a model is very nice because you can lose thousands, within the simulator, because that's how it is. But as far as what you're actually losing, it's just the cost of the account. But like I said, that is how my morning started. So I was like, I'm in the penalty box, but I didn't respect that. It was just an ugly morning, ugly morning. And even now, it's argued that I'm still breaking the penalty box rule because like I said, I claimed I need to be in the penalty box, and that was true. But here I am with, and this is just a test phase account because I'm definitely not touching my other pro account, which I did actually do pretty well in. But even that, so this is my other, because I had 2 gold bar accounts. I have others in waiting, which I'll explain here in a little bit. That's kind of my personal strategy, my personal thesis that I'm working on with how do I best approach the prop firm world. But anyways, point being is this. I think you can see this. This is a gold bar account, so that's always nice. The gold bar account, nice to make $600 in that one. But yeah, here's a couple of roasted accounts. Again, these were just my pro one. They already taken off, but it was just ugly. Now I get it. You see these thousands of dollars in losses, but that is the prop for model. If that was you, so if you were me, and this is what you're looking at, are your losses actually, basically $4,000? They're not. All your loss would be, well, what was the cost of the account? So if one of those was a $50,000 account, then yeah, you're allowed to lose $2,000. But it actually your money out of your pocket is not $2,000. It would only be $119. So that is the power of how it insulates your risk. Now, if you're saying, well, Clay, this sounds like a scam. How can a company accept that from their customer yet allow you to lose that amount of their money? Because in this phase, somebody said it's like a job interview. In the job interview phase where you have to prove yourself, you have to pass the test to get to the gold bar accounts. It's all happening in a simulator. So you didn't actually lose $2,000 of their money. Same is true here. I've heard some people say, well, that's such a scam. So you're going to go and make them $3,000 during the test phase, but then you don't get to keep any of it. All you get is your pro account. That's all you get out of that is you make them $3,000 and then you get your pro account. Well, no, because again, this is all a simulator. So that's not actual money being made. But the point here is this, and this is a portion of Pam's plant, which is an argument of why if you're a day trader, you should day trade futures through a prop firm, is the added risk control, particularly in that regard. So that's what I meant. Like if that was you, you would not have lost the thousands of dollars that you just saw right there. You would have lost the accounts, but you would have only lost the cost of that account. So yeah, you're seeing thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, but in all actuality, you would have lost like $200, $300, if even that. So again, that is definitely the power. That is why prop firms make so much sense, and why I would argue, if you're day trading stocks, options, forex, or crypto, you're wasting your time. You are not operating as efficiently as you could. So that was my day. I technically probably should not be trading, which is why on that trade I got super, super aggressive, because I don't really trust myself a whole lot right now. That I will say that was encouraging. I got that one, but this morning was so sketchy. So here's an example that, like, if this got you this morning, I get it. Where is it? That trend line right there. So there are some people, and I totally get it. Like, I can see people look at that trend line because we're in a downtrend. So it bounced up like, okay, yeah, this is going to eventually roll back down and continue with the trend. But before that happened, I mean, think about it. So let's get that trend line back in there. So people that were thinking that, they got the break right there. So it broke, it came down. Then look what the next candle did. Ba-boom, all the way up there. So any short, again, totally valid trade plan. Like, I get it. I was watching that trend line. I had that trend line drawn. But to think that, now scalpers were okay. If you scalped that breakdown, you had you had about 20 points, a little bit more to work with. But anybody that was thinking this thing was going to roll down, which I can totally see the thought process, boom, they all got knocked out to then see what happened. To then see this big drop. But think about it. There are probably some longs out there that are watching this area of resistance, and they're like, all right, if it comes back, whoa, okay, all right, now we're cooking. Oh, now it's breaking up through that area of resistance right there. I'm buying. So again, scalpers were okay because it did make a big enough move. But if anybody was looking for bigger follow through than a scalp, yep, they all got roasted on the downside. So I mean, just back and forth today. Brutal action. And then, I mean, think about it. The people that got short here, then that got roasted here, and then to see it go in their favor. And then think about it. The people that were, buying up around here, or, maybe bought the dip, buying this dip, to the dip, and it went all the way down there. Then to see it come all the way back up there. I mean, like I said, for me, it was a difficult morning. I don't even remember where. Like I said, the first trade, I mean, it was still logical, but I was definitely getting way more aggressive than I normally would because I didn't think I was on my Gold Bar Pro account. But I was. And it's gone. Can I ask how you treat them like gold bars? Micros, A+, yeah, yep. You're definitely not going to load up because some people will adapt, and I'm getting closer and closer. In the test accounts, you just want to plow through those as quick as you can. Now, again, you don't want to get. You've got to still be careful, but you really don't want to be spending 3 months to pass a test account. Like, you want to get through there. I always say within a month, and the reason why a month is not an arbitrary number, but with Take Profit Trader, you do see that monthly cost. And that's only during the test phase. So you are allowed to take as long as you want to pass the test. So if you get a $50,000 purchasing account, the test is you got to make $3,000, but they don't want you losing $2,000. So you can take as long as you want, but I always say just get it done within a month because then that fee right there goes away. Because once you move into the pro account, there is no more monthly fee with Take Profit Trader, which makes it very nice. I'll say that again. Once you pass the test and you go from the test into the Gold Bar account, there is $0 in monthly fees, which again just makes the setup pretty crazy. Like, to think that your all-in risk, it would be 119, or if you're doing the other extreme, if you're getting 150,000 purchase power, your all-in risk is $252. So why would I go with bigger? Well, now you can see here you're actually allowed to lose a little bit more, up to 4,500. So you have more wiggle room. So what's the best account? That's a great debate. I don't know if there is an actual, universal answer to that. But point being is that, the monthly fee will go away. So that's why I say, are you serious? Goodness. Thing's just dropping. Well, I would assume the people that took this short right here, I'm guessing that movement right there would have stopped them out. So I don't think they really weathered that storm. You still not profitable. I'm not sure why you would say that, Dancing Diamonds. No, I am profitable. I've been paid. I'm just talking about my bad day to day. That's all I'm talking about. I might try 25K. I don't really plan on using. Yeah. I mean, it's all got pros and cons. 25K. The pro would be. During the test phase, you only have to make $1,500. The downside is because that's proportional. Well, you don't have a lot of wiggle room. You got 4,500, or excuse me, you got 1,500 of wiggle room. Well, at this point, you can't really do anything. Going long here seems like trying to catch a falling knife. But if you go short, that just seems like straight up FOMO, chasing. And I'm still confused in the live stream world. People say stuff, ask questions, and then I immediately ask for clarification, and then they're just gone. It's just so weird. Like, if I put myself in their people's shoes and I'm on somebody's live stream, I'm like, okay, let me type up a question. Let me just type something up. And then literally within a few seconds, they reply. Okay, I'm gonna just get up and leave. I don't understand that. It's such a. Or yeah, then just go to let me type it and then just leave. I don't know. That seems weird. Now I totally get it. If you type a question and you're waiting, and the person's just not seeing it or not addressing it, and they're like, okay, well, whatever. And then maybe you got to leave or something. I totally understand that. But I know for sure some of these, I am addressing it as soon as it pops up, and then the people never reply back. It's such a bizarre thing. It's very bizarre. But I guess that's just I'm still learning. Only been live streaming a couple months now. I think that's just one of the things that it just comes with the territory. Me, I've told you, man. I've given you solutions. So I appreciate the honesty. But I'm not sure what else I can do for you, my friend. I know I only like to take things one step at a time, but as I've questioned you from day one, are you sure that's not just your? I don't know. I don't know. All I can say is I've given you solutions that I think could really help you out, buddy. But you do you. If we can get another lower shadow here, I might be interested in buying. But let's see if we can get some buyers to push this thing back up here. Right now, I'm not quite there. Oh, maybe you're having that conversation with Dancing Diamonds. I'm not sure. Because Dancing, you still not profitable. I don't know who Dancing was talking to. Yeah. So now it gets a little bit more tricky. I see you trade the NQ and MNQ. Is the ES? Yes, yep. ES, MES is just for the S&P 500. This futures market is based on the NASDAQ. And Emmy still won't commit to anything. Oh my goodness. Oh, you've heard the definition of insanity, right, Emmy? You've heard that definition, right? Yeah, all right. Yeah. If you're along, hopefully you're trading with a prop firm account because your prop firm is roasted and gone, but that's better than having thousands of dollars. If you're trading with your own money and you went on tilt and you started to average down or, who knows what you're doing with your own money, you are not having a good day. Doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Exactly. But Emmy, you seem like a rational person, so I don't know why you're behaving irrationally. It's windy here in Iowa, so if I disappear, power's probably just gone. We were supposed to get like a bunch of like tornadoes and stuff, but that all moved, I think, up above. So if anybody's here in Minnesota, don't you know? Then, yeah. Hopefully you're trading from a basement. I don't know. Are there basements in Minnesota? I think so. I know there's lots of lakes there, so I don't know. Is the water table there like super low? Yeah, that's what I was just talking about in Minnesota. Yep. Force Fed, did you hear my story about Andrew on Saturday? I don't think you were here for that because I didn't see any comments. What's up, Clay? Quick question. You don't have to answer it. We'll make you understand how much. Yeah, that's yeah, enough to make it worth my time. Relax or do. I caught that. Yeah, it was crazy. Need a Trump tweet for a bounce. I don't know. You presume that a Trump tweet would create a bounce. A Trump tweet maybe just exacerbates this. I don't know. Excuses I know, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, for me right now, to be fair, perhaps you see something else that I don't see, which, cool. I'm glad you're thinking for yourself. That's great. But I can't short here. That really seems as though I'm chasing. It's like FOMOing in. And to go long just right now seems like just straight up catching a falling knife. So right now we're kind of just in wait and see mode. Yeah, I know. It's getting a little scary. Is the ES bleeding out like this too? Oh, yeah. Oh, ES, that's interesting. So ES is at its overnight low right now, which is that pink line. Well, a little bit below it. Is this just going to keep on separating? Yeah, I'm going to try the 25K to test a different strategy. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Why are you going to a different strategy when you have a strategy that just got you payouts? I'm not sure I agree with that. I don't think you understand. Like, people are like, wait, this guy got payouts? He's got a strategy that got him payouts, and now he's going to try something different? I'm not quite, maybe I'm misunderstanding, but I don't know if I agree with that. What I truly need is prayers. That's the only thing that'll help me. I'm begging for prayers. All right. Yeah, or just testing it. Like I said, I even with that, James, I hear what you're saying, and that's valid, but I don't know that I agree with that. I mean, you literally just got you seem to be saying, oh man, I blew my pro account, therefore, like, this is a bad strategy. No, it's just blown accounts come with it. Like, that's part of prop firm trading, is blown accounts. But that's also the power of it, is because it's not, it's not like all of your money out of your wallet. It's a very small amount out of your wallet. All right. I mean, you got to do what you want to do, but I to get payouts, I mean, well done. All right. Once again, I'll see if this wants to consolidate out here a little bit. Maybe buyers are. Oh wait, this is the ES. I don't trade the ES. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of these lines up here. I think they've all served their purpose. Same with that one. Now maybe I'm looking at a short here. Let it come up some. Your shorts will turn into long trousers. So are you long right now, Dancing Diamonds? Sounds like Dancing Diamonds is long right now. What's your entry point and where's your stop at, Dancing Diamonds? Entry point and stop. 9,250. 9,250. What? 19,250. So you're not in then? What are you talking about? Okay, well, they're not a serious trader anyways. No stop. Got it. Okay. I thought I asked him if he was long, and he said yes. Maybe he thought I said, are you wanting to get long? You're using your own money with no stop. Got it. Yes, that's true. Yeah, I believe that wholeheartedly. Well, actually, I do believe it. I've seen some pretty crazy things out there. Okay, now we have the armchair traders that show up and tell us how great of a trader they are when things have already happened. Diamond, I'm not saying you're lying, but I hope if you're at least honest with yourself, you can understand why myself in the chat may think that you're just saying stuff. But in the future, feel free to give us what you're going to do before it happens, and then I mean that adds a lot more credibility to the situation. Again, nobody's saying that you're just lying, but hopefully you can at least understand why some of us may think that way. Okay, I'm glad that you're honest. Well, then next time, tell us this stuff before it all happens, because it's not really that impressive to be like, oh yeah, I did this, this, and this. It's like, okay, I mean, did you really? Nobody knows. But yeah, and the next time, just let us know ahead of time. Let us know your entry point, where your stop's at before things actually, get to those levels. Yeah, again, dancing. All I'm saying is, no pun intended, in the future, just let us know everything before those things happen. So if you were to show up and be like, hey, here's my trade plan, not happening yet, but I want to buy here, my stop loss is here, my initial target is here. Like if you were to tell us those numbers before anything ever happens, I mean, then that's great. That's awesome. You can't get any more. I mean, that's not armchair quarterbacking at all. That's throwing your hat in the ring and seeing what happens. Ronnie, is this the 1 minute? No, this is the 2 minute. You can see that right over here. There it is, right there. See how it says 2 minute? But I am, when I look over here, I am looking at other time frames. Okay. I'm not quite sure how to say anything else. Yeah, I've been long. Yeah, no kidding. That's all past tense. You swing trade without a stop, and you're using your own money. Okay, well, you won't be around very long. Swing trading, well, then again, with swing trading, stops don't even really matter that much anyways. But hey, man, if it's working for you, fantastic. Do you do any swing trades? No. Nope. I'm not opposed to it, but I don't do any swing trades right now. I mean, if you want Evil Shadows, that's fine. I'm just saying that, I don't know, you just described, I mean, you literally just got payouts, and now you want to try different things. I don't know. So as I'm also learning, there's a few things that I start to do to kind of recognize, okay, is this person a troll? A troll just being defined as they're not actually willing to have a conversation. So one that I've discovered is, they never really address your questions. Somebody, what was it last week? I can't even remember what I was asking them. But then they'd like answer something back, totally irrelevant. Like, okay, that's fine. I'm not sure what that has to do with the discussion. So the other one would be like the gaslighting. How is that past tense? You're getting angry. I assure you, I'm not getting angry. So that's another thing. Like now I'm starting to think that you're a troll. Again, troll being defined as you're not actually here to have an open conversation. You're just here to, I'm not quite sure. I've been doing this since 2016. Okay. Great. I've been doing this since 2006. Does that mean I'm better than you? Does that mean I know more than you? Absolutely not. That's a logical fallacy. So that's an appeal to authority. Like, okay, that's irrelevant. Because if you want to use that logic, well, I know way more than you because I've been doing this since 2006. So I know 10 years worth more than you. But no, I don't say that. It's very possible that somebody that started 6 months ago knows more than me. So that's irrelevant. Okay, now I'm the troll. Okay, all I'm trying to do is tell you what is like the maximum impressive trade plan, not armchair quarterbacking from the past, which is what you're doing. That's all I'm saying. Your YouTubing means you don't know nothing. So that means I know stuff then. If I don't know nothing, that means I know. And then the projecting. I'm the one that's angry. I'm the one that's a troll. I'm the one that's salty. So that's something else. They do a lot of projecting. So do you sell on buy when it hits the red line? I'm not sure what you mean by red line. Ronnie, I would say that, so do you sell on buy when it hits? I'm not sure what you're saying there, Ronnie. I don't know what sell on buy means. If you want to clarify, Ronnie, I'm happy to try to help you out, but I'm not even quite sure what you're asking. I mean, Evil Shaddix, to be fair, also you can do both, right? You could technically have two accounts. I mean, you can have multiple accounts, so it's not like you have to do one or the other. Sell or buy when the overnight low is what he said. You sell for short and buy for long. I think that's what he's... Oh, okay. I'm scalp trading, my bad. Okay, well, I'm worried for you, Ronnie, because these questions you're asking, I'm not trying to be mean, but it doesn't seem like you should be trading. Like, based on these questions that you're asking, it makes me think that you're getting a little bit ahead of yourself right now. Danson, I'm so confused. Where did you go long at? What is your long? Because I said that, and then you said 19,250 is where you went long, but it hasn't gone down there. So, like, where did you go long? I need to go to the gym. This pre-workout. Oh, yeah. Good idea. We don't want to be trading while you're on pre-workout. Okay, so you're not going to answer the question. I'm on a practice. Okay, all right. I feel better about that, Ronnie. All right, that makes me feel way better. Yeah, so if you wanna buy to go long, you can either buy the bid or you can buy the market. Bid just means you want to buy the best price possible, but it doesn't mean you'll actually be able to buy. Buy means you'll pay for any price. Same thing here. Sell the ask means you're going to try to sell for the best price possible, but it doesn't mean you're actually be able to sell. But sell market means you're going to sell it at any amount. Dancing. All I'm asking is, so again, here is confirmation of that you're a troll. So I'm as the saying goes, I give people plenty of rope to hang themselves so that people can just see, all right, I see why Clay banned that person. So one last time, are you going to tell us where your long entry point was? It's a very basic question. Okay. Well, it was nice knowing you. Hide user on this chat. There we go. We tried. We're getting back up here. No. I don't want to be in the end. See, I almost did it. All right. Okay. Yeah. I'll try to anticipate this. I might get steamrolled, but that's all right. My stop will be pretty modest if it wants to get up to that. So red is my entry to go short. Green will be my stop loss getting knocked out. We'll see if this is a dead cat bounce. If it's not a dead cat bounce, well then I'll be taking a losing trade on it. Clay, you have a good... No, yeah. Like I said, I'm willing to block people, but I want to engage because I want to give everybody a fair shake. That's why I said, using the phrase, just giving people enough rope to hang themselves. So if it becomes abundantly obvious, fine. But I don't want to jump the gun and just on one comment start banning people because that's a little too uptight. But if they just make it very, very clear, then. But yeah, that person, I gave them quite a bit of rope, and they just kept wrapping that thing around themselves. Just mentioned above, panned out for $300. Good job, Frank. Again, my entry point is at that red line. Go up a little bit more. Watch your videos on futures for beginners for the first time today. Just happy to be on your live. Well, good. I'm glad. Oh, and you're a Forex trader, huh? Yeah. I'm telling you, if you try day trading futures, you'll never want to go back to Forex again. So right now, I'm trying to go with the trend because that is the overall trend. But I'm thinking, is this one of these things within the trend? If it is, then I could be doing very well. But first, I got to get filled. So my entry point is right there at that red line. But if this is actually a baboom type of move, well, then I won't get baboomed on because my stop loss is right there. So it'll be a very modest loss. But again, that's my overall thesis. But part of an overall idea is not going to be good enough because you still got to get the finer tuned details such as... where's your entry point actually going to be? Gary is switching from Forex as well. All right, Gary, I'm telling you, you will love it. Futures, you just won't regret it. And then hopefully, Gary, you're going to do it you're doing Pam's Plant through a prop firm too, Gary, hopefully. Don't show up in futures with your own money. There's better ways to protect your capital. The voice whispering to just get in right now, but I'm going to say this one. Oh, Gary, that's sad. That's very sad. Broke my heart, Gary. Broke my heart. And it rolls back over. Well, I did adjust that higher, but I will still say that me adjusting it higher had nothing to do with not getting filled. I wouldn't have been filled anyway, so that makes me feel better about it. Because nothing worse than like you adjust your entry point to maybe try to get a little bit better of an entry, and then it would have hit your original entry, and then it goes in your favor, and you're like, oh, why did I adjust it? But that's not the case here. Well, that's good for the confidence, building back up the confidence. Although, I mean, that I can't say that was a super complicated thought process. Just, it's trending down, trending down, trending down. Comes up. Can it come back down? I don't know if it'll roll back over, but that would have been still a nice little trade there. Again, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. We actually set a record on Friday. Got up to 175 likes, I think. So we have, the way it works around here is that I always go for 2 hours, for sure. But if I go beyond 2 hours, that's just dependent on if people are interested. And I define interest as super chats and likes. So if we're at 100 likes by the 2 hour mark, I will keep on moving. So if you are enjoying and you want the party to continue, again, we still have almost 59 minutes before the 2 hour mark. But if you are enjoying and you have not used your like, hit that like button. Let's just drive this thing up to 100 likes as soon as possible. Get that monkey off our back. And then from there, I mean, the goal is still 125 likes. But I'm learning that if we can get to the 100 mark, then usually we can push up to that 125 mark. But that is the goal. And I would still be interested if this wants to come back up. So at this point, I'm looking to get short right around here, and I'll just put my stop right above the overnight low there. So if it wants to come back up, we'll see. Problem is, does it want to come back up, or is this the beginning of... I'm doing this kind of crudely, but we had this bear flag. So that's what I was trying to play. I was trying to play that bear flag, just play the upper part of it. So as the price came up here, see, to those of, now I'm upset at a certain group of people. To the people that were like, just ban Dancing Diamonds, just ban them. Does anybody remember what Dancing Diamonds kept talking trash about? Like, what did he want me to do? What was he calling me a clown for thinking of doing? Does anybody remember? So some of you, I'm upset at you that I listened to ban this person. I'm very upset at you. I might have to ban you now just because of that. Literally, and I kid you not, the price is like up around here. Go short. You talk. And he's talking about like trying to go, I don't even know if he was long, but he kept wanting me to go short. And then I banned him. But how hilarious would that be right now? Because now, look, where he said going short was stupid, it totally rolled over. Like, you gotta... I don't know how... I don't know if I should... If it's a good thing that I think that you should get entertainment from trolls. Because if you're a troll, like, if you just stop thinking about it, like, that person, like, what's going on in that person's life? If you actually... And I'm not trying to get all, like, deep and, like, mushy and gushy. But, like, I don't know. That's where I struggle. Like, should I just laugh at trolls? And like, we'll just use trolls for entertainment? Or should I feel bad for him? I think I should probably feel bad for him because, like, if you put yourself in their shoes, like, what must be going on in their life or their day or whatever, where they're like, you know what? Time is the most valuable commodity. There's only 24 hours in a day. Let me go choose to use some of that time to behave as that guy was doing. Like, I don't know. I think I pity them more than anything else. But maybe I shouldn't pity him. I don't know. Do I trade gold? I do not. I stick with NQ and MNQ. Do you trade gold, Angela? What draws you towards gold? I pity the fool. Yeah, I guess I should pity the fool. I pity the troll. Maybe a double bottom. Again, am I going to take it? Maybe. I would not call you crazy if you're thinking, no, Clay, I'm looking at a double bottom. I could see this thing coming down here and bouncing. It's already bounced once before. There's bottom one. Will this be bottom two? Could be. Like I said, at the end of the day, if you're thinking for yourself, I love it. Blind sheep, tell me what to do. I don't want to think for myself. Buy, sell alerts, buy, sell signals. I don't want to do anything. Let me buy your indicator. Let me buy your bot. Okay. You have no chance in the markets. But point being is, I see the logic. That is not a degenerate trade. Nobody, I guess people could accuse you. I would fully disagree if somebody was like, well, you're just a degenerate if you go long right here. I would say, why? They're anticipating a potential double bottom. Keyword being potential, and that's why. So as long as you're managing risk, then I get it. I totally see the logic of somebody maybe thinking about playing a double bottom. Again, it could come down here and just come down and boom. But does that mean your account is roasted? Well, no, because if you had a stop, relatively tight, yeah, it was a losing trade, but it's not like you got roasted. So at the end of the day, nothing but respect. If you're thinking for yourself, and if your trades are based off of a thought process, not just like you throwing a dart. Trading gold is like watching paint dry. Yeah, Angela, I would submit to you that there are better things to trade than gold. Gold, from my limited, experience with it, is very choppy. It's not nearly as smooth. So, Angela, if you're looking for something a little bit smoother, I'd recommend, MNQ, MES. Would you wait for a confirmation candle before entering? You could. You could. You could try to just anticipate it too. But yeah, and man, I don't think that would be crazy. What trading platform and charts do you use? That's a twofold question. So I'm trading through a prop firm. So the way that works is, and if you want to do this, you would go to the link that's at the top of the page there. Step one, you choose your purchasing power. Then during the checkout process, they're going to ask you what platform do you want. So to answer your question, it's twofold. I'm using Take Profit Trader as my prop firm. And then through the prop firm, I am using Tradovate. The nice thing here is that you do not need to go to Tradovate and create your own login information. So you get to save that massive time headache of, oh, great, now I got to sign up and blah, blah, blah. None of that. It's very easy to sign up with Take Profit Trader. Take Profit Trader will go and create this account for you, and then they'll send you the login information, and you'll be able to go and log right in. So that's the platform I'm using. This is Tradovate, but it's Tradovate through the prop firm, and the prop firm is Take Profit Trader. So I've been watching the tick chart quite a bit recently. Had some really successful members using tick charts. In tick chart, it's seeming as though, and this is the 1,000 tick chart, which you can see, yeah, right up there. But on this one, it's got, you can see the purple line right there. We're really doing quite a job of respecting that as resistance, but we're approaching it. So I don't know. Maybe I should be getting short right here. Well, let's see what's going on the 2. Nah. So 5-minute tick is not 5 minute. 1,000 tick is giving a short or potential short, but right here, I'm not quite seeing it on the 2 minute, so I'm going to pass on it. But who knows? Maybe the 1,000 tick chart will win the day here. Can you swing trade with a prop firm? No. Nope. Pam's Plant, which is right here, the argument to day trade futures through a prop firm. This is in the category of day trading. So if you want to swing trade, if that's the only thing that you're able to do time schedule wise or whatever, that's fine. But Pam's Plant would not be an argument for you. Pam's Plant only an argument for those that are day traders. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't take that short. Oh, but I could. Yeah, because this might just be a bear pennant where. So there's the bottom of the pattern. There's the top. So bear pennant. Ooh, that's kind of scary. It's coming straight up. Let's just go with 2 instead then. See if okay, in there. 2 short. Kind of a scary candle though. So that's why I reduced just down to 2. Because if this is the start of an even bigger move. So we'll see if it wants to come down. Try to take off 1 at that green line right there. Come on. Come on. 1 more. A little bit more. Give me that profit. There we go. So I will now move my stop slightly in the green. So this is a winning trade no matter what. In fact, let me move my stop down a little bit more. So now it's just a question of how much money am I going to make? Because as this thing comes down, I'll move my stop loss down as it goes in my favor. Why did I only do 2? Why was I so scared of that candle? Good old hindsight. Again, this green line is my stop. Notice how the green line is in front of the blue line. The blue line is my entry point. So because the green line is in front, I'm making money on this trade no matter what. Just a question of how much, because I don't know how far down this is going to drop. But the further it drops, I'll continue to move my stop loss down. If it can get down to here, I'll move my stop loss down some more. No, come back down. Come back down. All right. So that one worked out nice. But there we go. Pretty anticlimactic. Again, I know, Clay, you should have gone with 3. Yep, you're right. Had I had 3, I would have been able to take out another one, probably down around this area, give or take. So can you explain that entry? Yeah, there's more to it than that, man. So you are more than welcome to join my community if you want to learn more. But if you're somebody that gets highly offended as soon as you start to see people putting price tags on things, don't even look at my community, man. I don't want to trigger you. So I don't know where you fall in that spectrum. But some people expect everything to be given to them for free. And as soon as somebody tries to charge them money, that person is a scumbag. And I'm not saying that's you. But if it is you, don't even go look in it. Don't even research more into what I offer. Because it ain't free, okay? So just fair warning. I'm not trying to trigger anybody. Not trying to trigger anybody. We should get this line, though, because this is still technically that bear pennant that I... But so, there we go. So here is the bear pennant that I was looking at, I don't know if the sound effects are good or bad. For you golfers, let's get the golf hole up here. So it's an upside down pennant, which makes it a bear pennant. I like it, and I will take it, but I want to see it consolidate out here a little bit. Consolidate out, and then go. Exactly. Better be ready for work, son. You don't know me, son. Who's going to carry the boats and the logs? You don't know me. Oh, I guess we got time. We got time to get the movie lingo. Hey, we're doing great on likes. If you have not hit the like button, we're going for 100 by the 2-hour mark, which we should easily crush. So please consider hitting that like button. There it is. It's poking its head down through, and we'll get that. So yeah, it wasn't my cup of tea necessarily to take that break, but first target would definitely be these lows. And then what it does at the lows is where it's kind of like, is that going to be a double bottom, or is it going to get more continuation? That remains to be seen. Does anybody know how much that last trade I made was? What was that number before that last trade that was a winner? Does anybody have any idea what that number was? That's the one thing I'm not a huge fan of within Tradeovate. I always liked Lightspeed, my old broker, where it would show like each trade. Maybe, and to be fair, maybe you can do it with Tradeovate. I just don't know how. All right. It was at $72.50. Thanks, Bruce. So that was what, about a $70 trade or something? Not too bad for 2 micros, $70. I'll take that. Take that. Again, you don't need a whole lot of money to be taking advantage. I mean, look at this smooth action. I'm sorry. But people that are sitting there day trading stocks or definitely options or Forex or crypto, there's a better way. There's a more efficient way. I'm telling you, there is a more efficient way. It's just painful. Painful. All right, let's see if we can get that move down through. Still interested. What would be beautiful is if they consolidated out a little bit more. But I mean, that could be like 10 minutes. Because if each one of these is 2 minutes, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 minutes puts us out here. Oh, decisions. I just don't know if I quite trust it. Because this white line here does represent the lows of the day. So we're so close to the lows of the day. We're still within the range of the overnight low. So are we going to get a kind of a macro type of move back up here? Again, I could compensate for the risk, the unknown, just smaller position size. I don't know. What are people doing here? Anybody else getting short here? Or I don't know. Maybe some people are long. Where do you sit in all this right now? That's what it's all about. That trend line right there. It's sitting right there. It is sitting. Right now the bulls are holding it, but will they continue to hold it? That's the question. You're sitting on hands. Gary is short. We got some people sitting on hands. Gary is short. Gary the heartbreaker. And then nobody wants to put their thoughts on the line right now. That's okay to be wrong. It's okay to say I'd be going long and for it to go down. Hey, we've all been wrong before. I'm only taking your trades that I agree with. Spec, undecided. Amnesia Chick said to her daughter, life is pain, get used to it. What movie? Amnesia Chick said to her daughter, life is pain, get used to it. I don't think I've seen that movie. I do not think I've seen that movie. I'm relatively decent with movie quotes, but I don't think I've seen that one. Amnesia Chick said her daughter, life is pain. Yeah, I don't think I've seen. What movie is that from? You got me. Not trading. I'm square in all my test accounts. I would short that break of the line, though. Yeah, Mark, you hear about my day? I roasted a pro account this morning, thinking I was on a test account. So just, yeah. The long kiss goodnight from the 90s. I don't know if I've seen that one. I do like Gina Davis, though, and, well, there is the breakdown. There is the breakdown. Now, is this a double bottom is the question. If you took that short, again, it's your trade plan. If it were me, though, I'd be probably wanting to pull off a profit, pull off a contract or two down at, well, it's obviously too late for that. Ooh, back test and go? Maybe. Kyle asking about taxes. That's one of the things at Pam's plant. Tax reporting is easy. All the prop firm will do is send you a 1099. That's it. How easy is that, Kyle? How easy is that? That's why it's part of Pam's plant. Tax reporting is easy. They send you one piece of paper. Something similar happened to me last week. I was trading overnight session and I was up 3K and forgot to exit all orders before going to bed and lost the accounts. Oh, man, yeah. It's so discouraging. Thinking of going short at 346. See, now that's what I appreciate there. Relax Ardu is telling us where his short is before he gets in. I mean, he didn't mention a stop, but that's okay. At least he's still giving us an entry point before he gets in. None of this armchair stuff where somebody comes back, somebody shows up and is like, yeah, I got short up here at, I got short right here. Okay, I mean, maybe you did, but also maybe you're just totally trolling around and you're just saying that just because, we don't know. So, I mean, nothing but respect for anybody that's telling me an entry point before it happens. And better yet, if you want to spice up your trade that much more, give us a stop loss and give us your target. Everything before it happens. And then it's just like, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking with baby oil. You know what I mean? Already $10.99, that works. Yeah, no, Kyle, with the prop firms, it's super, super convenient. Good movies. Gina Davis played Charlie, Baltimore, A Spy with Amnesia, and Samuel. Gotcha. I like Gina Davis in, what's the one with the girls play baseball? A League of Their Own. She played Dottie. Yeah, we have a daughter whose name is Dot, and we have another daughter whose name is Kit. So one of our friends, who's like, League of Their Own is one of his favorite movies because it's a great movie. But he's like, oh, that's awesome, like Dottie and Kit in A League of Their Own, and we're like, oh yeah, I guess that works. Cutthroat Island. I don't think I've seen that one either. Yeah, I've kind of I am not like into the movie scene as much as I once was. I will say that. So, but to be fair, all these movies are from the olden days, right? And like I said, if that's what I'm, if anybody's saying I'm buying here, I want the double bottom. I get it. I get it. It's no coincidence that the price after this move down, all of a sudden it started to go sideways at that white line because the white line is the former low right there. Doesn't mean it's going to continue to be the former low, but this is not some sort of random area. It makes sense. So that's why if you're long, I get it. Doesn't mean it'll work out. Manage that risk, you know, to have the tight stop. But I can see how you might think it would bounce there. As it now heads down. Yeah, I'm reflecting back. So I got short on mine, remember, right there. Took one off like right there. And then I can't remember, was it this candle or was it the same candle? I don't remember. But then it came up enough to stop me out. So yes, of course, in hindsight, I'm sitting here saying I probably moved up my stop a little bit too much. But that was still a great trade for only 2 micros. But yeah, in hindsight, it's got me thinking maybe I should have played that differently. But at this point, yeah, it's kind of I think the level that needs to continue to be watched is going to be that green line, which is the 21 EMA. You can see right here, price did a good job of respecting it. Respecting enough, I mean, not perfectly, but slightly above before rolling back over. So any sort of bounce back upwards, I would be interested in, you know, seeing how it behaves if it can get back up to that 21 EMA. But again, going short down here, I'm going to have to go ahead and pass. No thank you on that one. But if it can bounce back upwards, could get a back test and go, because especially if this green line here corresponds with this former breakdown point. So if it comes up here, will it back test and then go? Something to consider. And I don't know, going long right now, that just still seems a bit sketchy. So as far as in my opinion, we're in kind of a wait and see territory. How often you do these live trading sessions? I've been trying to be here every day, very latest 11 a.m. Eastern. So, and usually I'm early, but you know, I'll always be, because I'm a stickler, to be on time. I'll never be any later than 11 a.m. I can feel it coming. What can you feel coming? Which one? I can feel it coming. The bounce? What are you feeling? What are you feeling? What's the ES up to? Is the ES looking any different? No, ES is basically the... A long? Oh boy. Okay, well that's still not really a good, we need, where are you going to buy long? We need more details of that, because, I mean, if it goes up, well, does that mean you got in? So where's your entry point long? And then where's your stop, Valley? That's fine to make a long call, but like, you got to have a little bit more details than that. I'm an SOXL2 deep, personally. Kyle, are you day trading SOXL? Kyle, I'm going to lose my mind if you say you're day trading SOXL. I will lose my mind here. Valley, what country are you in? Well, no, I'm not. You're still looking for a broker? What country are you in? Roland wants NQ to melt. It's melting right now. I'm not shorting down here, though. No, it's buying. Okay. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. Oh. Okay, I have a broker for you. Valley, you have been here. You've heard of Pam's Plant. Pam's Plant is totally available. I think it is. Let's double check. You do not want to see your country on this list. Yeah, right here. Ends. Norway is not on that list. You could be trading right now with Pam's Plant. What are you doing, Valley? Why are you grieving me? Why? Why? I've already given you a solution to all this. Why have you not done it, my friend? The link that you see on the top of the screen, go there. Get your prop for an account, and you can start to trade this market right here. No, not, that's, the one up there is take profit. I'm deleting that nonsense out of here. Get that nonsense out of here. I don't know why you're looking for a broker. You have one that you could use. So there it is. Just, and who was here? Oh, who remembers that Diamond guy? Why did I let you guys convince me to ban Diamond, who is like calling us all idiots for thinking about going short? Why did I let you convince me to ban that guy? How funny would it be right now? I mean, he would clearly be gone. He would, that's how that works. People make calls, and if they don't work out, they just disappear. But how funny would that be to have him here right now? How do you get the overnight low on the chart? You go here, and then you have to. So you have to search for and get this Tiki trade, and then right there, Tiki OHLH. That's how you get it. But you have to. It's a community indicator, so you have to download it, and then you can add it. Oh, that would have been so funny if he was still here. He probably, it was probably his bedtime or something. I don't know. Or maybe the meatloaf was done. Yeah, still looking the pretty much same. Yep. Again, 21 EMA. There's no perfect indicator. That's not my claim. But I think it's worth at least keeping an eye on. I mean, boom, boom. Right there. Again, 21 EMA. Not the SMA, the EMA. Just bleeding. Bleeding. Now, an indicator I've been, watching, we do have a positive divergence, meaning price is going down. Yep, check out this indicator. It's starting to go back upwards. So this indicator is creeping up while the price is going down. So this divergence here would be a positive divergence. So is this a leading indicator that maybe there's a bounce to come? So I am getting a little bit more interested to potentially play along, but I'm not going to commit to anything quite yet. Again, if you are enjoying, hit that like button. I see we're up over 100 already. Fantastic. Hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, also make sure you hit that subscribe button. Notification bell. Because I'm always here at 11 a.m. at the latest, but I do hop on kind of randomly because usually I show up earlier. So if you want to be notified, like I said, hit that notification bell too. But if you're just looking for a very easy way to support the live stream, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button helps out a whole lot. Sorry, meant breaker block. Meant breaker. I don't know what sorry, that doesn't really help me. Sorry, meant breaker block. I don't know what a breaker block is. Just the slow and steady bleed. I just don't know what you're supposed to do with this right now. Like I said, my trade on that movement up right there, great entry point, nice trade for me. But the other trade that we talked through was breaking that level right there, which again a nice trade. But as of right now, I mean I can't imagine getting short right here. I mean the white line is representing the daily lows. So if the price goes down through this white line, will move down. So getting short right now at the daily lows, that's not going to be my cup of tea. But going long, maybe I'm starting to get interested in going long because of that divergence, but I'm still not quite convinced of anything quite yet to think that that's going to be worth it. But yeah, right now it's kind of just a slow and steady grind in the downwards drop. I mean, look at the 1,000 tick chart. Just slow. I mean, look at that trend line. If you're doing that, just the higher lows for your stops, you could just continue to move your stops down, and you're just slowly watching that paycheck get older. But I mean, check it out. That indicator's still heading up. So positive divergence here. That's the one thing that's even got my mind within the ballpark of thinking to go long. We do have that positive divergence going on. Hey, SPY 545 could be a bounce area. Okay, we're looking at we're not looking at the SPY here. We're in the world of futures right now. But all I'll say is Michael, I hope you're not day trading SPY or day trading SPY options. If you're doing that, please stop. I have a better strategy for you. I have a more efficient way for you to go about your trading life. But maybe you're just, hopefully you're just watching SPY for like a reference point, but you're already day trading futures. Through a prop firm, that is. Hopefully that's your case. Okay. Do I get, I could get, what my risk here? And this is very minimal. Let's see. Oh no, I tried to get long and I missed it. Well, the win for the positive divergence. Never mind, I was too slow. A win for the positive divergence. But that also is why trading is so hard. Because, I mean, think about it. Did I not just nail that? I did. I was like, hey, look at this divergence. Hey, maybe it's time to think about getting long for a bounce. Oh, boom, I was right. But notice something. Did I make any money from it? No, I didn't. Because generally speaking, being right doesn't mean anything. Generally speaking, I walked everybody through that, and that's what happened. But unfortunately, trading is more than generally speaking. You got to get the finer tuned details right. And the finer tuned details is what I just botched right there. I was a little too slow. So yeah, I was right, but I'm not even making any money from it. So I say that because it's very easy for beginners to show up. And even now, I still, you got to remind myself, but it's like, okay, I think this, and this is going to happen. And it happens, you're like, I would have made money. I don't know. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Are you sure you got the right entry point? Are you sure you didn't get stopped out before it ultimately went in your favor? Right? I mean, that's part of it. For the disciplined trader, you got to be managing that risk. And sometimes you'll get stopped out right before it goes in your favor. But you can't really calculate those things in when you're just sitting there and talking about things from more of a broad standpoint, you know? Well, I think this and I think that. Oh, those things happen. Be careful of that line of logic. Those things happen from a broad point of view. Therefore, I made money. That's a dangerous line of logic. So careful with that, because we just witnessed it here. You just all witnessed me. I mean, I nailed that. I called that. Not making any money from it though. I'm in long. Stop loss 297. All right. So all right, that's close enough. Target is no, that doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm sorry. That's your stop loss I'm looking at. Oh, you're long at 297. Stop loss, and your first target is 321. Nice, Ardu. Hey, that's how you make an alert right there. That was all mapped out before anything happened. Yep, yeah, relax. Yeah, that's the thing. You don't even have to tell us that target price 1 was hit, because you mapped it out beforehand, so we can watch it, and we saw that all with you. I love your honesty. How are you so emotionally stable? I only play emotionally stable on TV. This morning was me becoming not emotionally stable at all. But yes, it does come with experience. Usually I'm pretty good at it, but this morning was just a bad situation where I did not check a couple things that I should have checked. Meaning I was trading the wrong account. So I already went through it, but I thought I was on a different account, therefore I was behaving more aggressively. And then I was actually on a very precious account, one of my pro accounts, you know, and these are the accounts that are like gold bars. Like these are the ones that'll pay you. But then I lost that account, and then that made me very emotionally unstable. So I only laugh because for you to think that I'm emotionally stable, you would not have typed that up had you seen me this morning. It was not pleasant, but it happens, and that's again why stop losses at break even. Very good job, Relax Ardu. That's why prop firms are very good, because sometimes you're just gonna get irritated, frustrated. Sometimes it's life, sometimes it's trading in general, and you can make a mess. And I did make a mess, but very, 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 very minimal damage done, because this was all happening within the confines of a prop firm, and that's where prop firms have that built-in risk control, where you can lose your mind and you can lose thousands upon thousands of dollars, but the amount coming out of your wallet, very, very minimal relative to what the numbers are showing. Whereas if you're day trading with your own money and you have one of those days where you just make a mess of things for whatever reason, well, then every single penny of that mess is yours. Whereas in the prop firm world, very, very little of that mess is yours. So I hope that makes sense, but that is definitely the a big reason, the power of the prop firm. Because again, I just what do you mean, Clay? In case you're new, just very quickly. So for example, let's just say you're at a $50,000 account, and quote unquote making a mess for you would be a $2,000. How would that be a mess? Well, you've now failed because you've violated the rule of what they'll let you lose. So you make a mess of losing $2,000. But did you actually lose $2,000? No, your mess was only they take the account away from you. Well, how much did the account cost you? Well, $119. So in all actuality, your quote unquote mess was $119. Whereas a person that had the same exact mess but was using their own money, well, their mess is $2,000, maybe even more, because when you're in this environment, it just stops at $2,000. It closes the trade for you, you're done. But if that's your money, then who knows? You start averaging down, and then the $2,000 turns into $3,000 or $4,000. I don't know. Your own money, you keep yourself open to that tilt risk. Whereas at least with the prop firm, the tilt risk just ends. But at the end of the day, it ends at $2,000. But that's not $2,000 out of your pocket. You just lose the account, which you can always get again for $100. Your risk was only $119. So that's what I mean. And that is why Pam's plant is undefeated in argument. One of the big parts of it is that added risk control via how you can protect your own money, because so little of your money is actually at risk. So, yes, Pam's plant right here, the argument for day trading futures through a prop firm. Because if you're day trading stocks, you're day trading options, you're day trading Forex, you're day trading crypto, I'm telling you right now, you're wasting your time. Those things are garbage compared to day trading futures through a prop firm, because this is way, way more efficient, mathematically provable, and I've done it many times before. So please don't say, well, Clay, I day trade stocks and I make money. That's not the argument. You're just not making money as efficiently as you could. It's a efficiency argument. I think most people hopefully would agree that we want to be doing things at max efficiency, or in other words, the classic saying, work smarter, not harder. So yeah, you can go out there and work really hard, especially day trading options. You can work against theta, and you can go through all this sort of stuff, and you can still make money. That's not the claim. The claim is if you want to work as smart as you can, working smarter, not harder, Pam's plant, day trading futures through a prop firm. So you didn't invest, Clay? Again, the category of argument is day trading. Yes, I invest. Yes, I love stocks for an investing, but day trading stocks, no way. No way, brother. Well, good job on the long there, relax or do. That was a winning trade for you. You called it out all ahead of time. I tried to short at the 21 EMA and then just missed it. Well, why don't you call this out beforehand? I mean, I get it in, but come on, Kelvin, give us a trade plan before you do it, brother. Hey, let's get this up over 110 likes. If you are enjoying, you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. We only need 4 likes. Our goal is 125, but let's just take it one bite at a time. No, you said near, if I remember right. I don't know. Maybe I got you confused. Which prop firm are you using? I am using Take Profit Trader. So that's who's at the top there. You see on the top of the page. Also, it's pinned in the chat box. So if you want to support the channel, if you want my kids to eat, hey, there we go, 110, there we go. If you want my kids to eat, code Clay if you want to support the channel. If you want to support somebody else, that's cool. Use their code. But if you enjoying here, you want to support. As the longer time viewers know, I have 6 kids. I got to feed the kids. So if you do not use code Clay, that means you are in support of child starvation, because that's the only way my kids got to eat branches and dirt unless you use code Clay. On your prop firm, when can you withdraw money? Very good question, Jay Sanchez. Of course, you got to get to the pro account, but you can start to withdraw from the pro account on day 1. And to give a little context to why JJ Sanchez is asking is some prop firms, and this doesn't make them a scam, but let's just say, for example, you make $5,000. Some prop firms will say, okay, you made $5,000 in your pro account. However, you cannot request any money until, a couple weeks from now or, several days from now. And then when those days come, you can actually only request a certain amount. So yeah, you made $5,000, but you can only request $2,000. Again, those prop firms pay, you'll get paid. But that's kind of a little bit more rigid of a payment process. With the prop firm that I'm using and recommending, Take Profit Trader, if you make 5,000, then you can request money whenever you want, and you can request all 5,000 of it if you want. So that is their payment process. You can get it. You can start to get paid right away, JJ. But yes, yeah, that's kind of a rough name around here, but yeah, exactly. For 5 cents a day, feed Clay's kids. That's right, code Clay. If you want my kids to eat, there it is right there. Code Clay. Or else my kids are going to eat rocks tonight. Code Clay. Kidding though, like I said, if there's somebody else that you want to support and you want to use your code, I get it. But if you're if you're looking for a way to, Clay, I'm never going to join your community. I'm never going to buy your course, but I like your stuff. I'll support you. How can I support you? There you go. Code Clay. I smell a bounce. 30-minute candle building a hammer. All right. Well, you let us know where you're gonna where you buy. Because like I was just explaining, I smell a bounce. That's kind of one of those general statements. If it bounces, you can be like, see, it bounced. I would have made money. Well, we don't know that. But if you want to hold yourself more accountable, then you can do that. Well, let's hear about where would you actually buy and where would your stop loss be. That's how you can push back against those broad generalities. Because yeah, I also smell a bounce. I could see a bounce coming. But like, I don't know, how do I make money on the bounce? I'm not quite sure. Because where exactly would I buy to feel comfortable? So I can see why you smell a bounce. I don't think I had bad Mexican last night, so I think that's what I'm smelling is a potential bounce. But like, I mean, do you buy right here? Any tips, suggestions, or rules for anyone trying to pass their test for the I mean, you have to have a strategy, Charles. Well, let me ask you this: do you know how to like read candlestick charts and all that? Correct, Kelvin, and no activation fee with the code. Yep. Clay, if you're having a problem feeding your kids, I would be happy to foster the one that is the most. Well, thank you. I'll keep that. I'll let my wife know. To make smart. I mean, that's true, Kyle. That's true, but like things get a little bit more nuanced than that. Make smart, profitable trades. Correct. But I'm trying to get hopefully a little bit more practical with Charles. All right, we're at, oh boy. I do smell that bounce. Do I buy here? And then we just see maybe that smell is not the bounce, but yeah, I don't know. Where do I put my stop loss though? Yeah, we're just going to, I guess I could just set an arbitrary like 10 points. So 73. Nah, this is, but I'm trying to play a little bounce off this. Maybe it's a fake breakdown here. All right, I'm in. Let's see if we can get a bit of a fake breakdown. I am in. Try to take one off of that red line there. I took that trade with you. All right, Calvin. Well, we'll see what happens. Can you use VPN and change location? My country is on. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that your country's on the restricted list. Bummer. Heavy sell the US 500 and NASDAQ. Okay. Come on, a little bit more. Oh, come on. Well, I have my stop now. There we go. I'm going to put my stop right here, make it a winning trade. All right, start to move my stop up as it goes. So this will be a winning trade no matter what. I'm moving my stop up as it goes in my favor. Let's see another push higher. So the fake breakdown, it did work out. I smelled it too. And in my defense, no, don't stop me out. Come on, come back up. All right, stopped out. All right, there we go. Yeah, I can read the candles and understand everything. For me, it's more so building my strategy and determine my interest. Okay, well, yeah. So, yeah, how do you pass, Charles? Sounds like you have phase 1 done. You understand candles and all that sort of stuff, but you do need a strategy. Like, there's nothing magical about a prop firm if you don't have a strategy. It gives you more time to build a strategy because if you blow up an account, it's not like you just lost thousands of dollars out of your account. You lost, 150, a couple hundred at the very most. So that would be the quote unquote magical thing, is it does allow you to more time to figure out a strategy and fine tune it. But like in order, to make progress and to start to make money, well, like even if you're using your own money, you still have to have a strategy. Hello, are they futures? Yeah, this is futures trading. I'm not Mammon. Do you trade futures? This is very good. And I apologize if I'm missing anybody's comment. I'm not trying to ignore you. I'm just trying to... oh boy, now do we get short? Is the question. You dirty rat. You can't... See, well, that's my own fault. I should have just left the stop at the lows and let it play out some more. But as I mentioned earlier, after my morning session, I'm a little bit skeptical of myself, so I'll play it a little bit. My strategy is wake up at 11 a.m. and do everything Clay does till I'm him. That's a winning strategy right there. I'm a little, that's kind of annoying though, Kelvin. Like, dude, think for yourself. Like, if you literally did everything I did on that trade and like mimic me, that's no bueno, man. You got to do better than that. No, I learned how to day trade shares. Oh goodness. Yeah, get out of small cap stocks. I understand why you're in. So let me see if I can read your situation, man. You're in small cap stocks because you don't have a whole lot of money, but you would like to grow that money because small cap stocks do move and they can move very explosively. So that's why you were day trading small cap stocks. Did I nail that pretty good? What do you think about this? Trade NQ if ATR is less than 12. I don't know. It's impossible to say Altsy without knowing more about your strategy. But feel free to join my community. That's this type of stuff we try to figure out. But yeah, I don't know. I would need to know more about what. That's still too broad. Okay. Okay, thank you, Kel. Kelvin is short right here. So that's completely an independent trade of me. So that makes me feel much better. My paper trading P&L is good job. Good job, shoot people. He shoots. He's a photographer, by the way. Clay, do you believe in space event affecting the markets? I don't believe in it just because I don't even know what you're talking about. So maybe I would believe in it if I had a little more context. But as far as what you said, space event affecting the markets, I have no idea what that's in reference to. So I do not believe in it just because I don't even know what I would or would not be believing in. But yes, if there's any small cap stock traders out here, please just stop. I understand the reason why you're doing it, but I'm telling you there's a better way. And I know the people out there that promote that stuff, they're not telling you about this better way because that would be a detriment to their business model. But there is a better way. There is a better way. It's more about the fact that it moves. I really don't like holding for more than a minute. Don't have the patience for that. Okay, so you think small cap stocks move. Okay. You want to have your socks blown off to just show you how garbage small cap stocks are? Okay, you like to rush, hit hard, and fight. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, small caps, I understand why you'd be drawn, but I'm about to show you why Pam's Plant makes small cap day trading look like absolute garbage. Because you're like, well, they move really good. Okay, fine, fair enough. So here's on futures. Let's just look on this one. Let's do this. So from this space up to this space, which I think we can all agree, not a huge space. I mean, is that like a tiny space? No, not tiny. But I don't think if the price went from here up to here in a candle, would you be like, whoa, must be a short squeeze. That's the biggest thing I've ever seen. I don't think anybody would default to that. I think everybody would be like, yeah, that's a pretty modest movement on the chart. Again, I'm not going to call it massively small or, massively small, but I'm not going to call it massively big either. I mean, pretty modest move, all right? So again, I'm going to convert all you small cap stock traders because I know what you're doing. Oh, it can move. It can, Okay. Well, this distance here, 350 up to 400 is 50. So the difference in that number is 50. In futures, these are known as points. So on this futures contract, the NQ per contract, but just 1 point is worth $20, okay, per contract. So let's just do some quick math here, just so you can see kind of how it all works out. So we have 50 points in that little distance. Each one of those is worth 20 points. So right here is $1,000 worth of potential profit on just one contract. On just one contract, $50,000. Now, everybody said, well, Clay, yeah, but how much money is it going to take me to get involved with that? Well, if you do Pam's Plant, day trading futures through the prop firm, then the bare minimum required would be out of your pocket $105. That $105 would allow you to buy of that contract that I just showed you, that one contract, which was worth $1,000 over that very modest distance. You could get up to 3 of those. So now all of a sudden when we do the calculation, well, that whole calculation was based off of one contract. But now if this is based on, if we could get up to 3, so 3 of those for $105, then right now we got to multiply this times 3 contracts, and that's $3,000. So that little distance here, from here up to here, 50 points, $1,000. But if you had 3 contracts, that is $3,000. And the money required out of your pocket, the money at risk, that's the most important part. The money actually at risk is $105. You play these big movers in small caps. First off, they don't even move as good, and I just showed you that. Like, they don't move as good. But if you get caught in one of these that dump or rug pull or whatever, guess what? That is all of your money that you're losing. Whereas in the prop firm world, it's not all of your money because you have that built-in risk control. So the added risk control is because you're protecting your own money. Again, how are you protecting your own money? Well, the mere fact that the amount that you have into the account is only $105. So keep that in mind. That's why I say literally day trading small cap stocks makes zero. It's way too risky and it's way less efficient because futures move better anyways. Plus you have way less money at risk because small caps can easily do crazy moves against you. You could get stuck in a halt against you. All those things. Now, sure, crazy things can happen in futures, but at least if a crazy thing happens and you lose the account, meaning you quote unquote fail the test, it's only $105 out of your pocket. Whereas if something crazy happens in the world of small caps, you own every cent of that loss. Every cent is coming out of your pocket, out of your account. So please do not start arguing, well, I make money in small caps. The argument is not that you can't make money in small caps. I'm arguing that you're working harder, not smarter, because you're trading things that don't move as good and you are having to eat every loss. Not to mention, right here, you're always having to scan, right? Because you got to scan. What's the hot stock today? What's moving? What's this? With futures, you don't have to scan. Save yourself a bunch of time, save yourself money, because you know what you're going to trade, because every single day you trade the same thing. Because every single day the same thing is going to give you multiple opportunities in the world of futures. Somebody asked, what is Pam's Plant? This is Pam's Plant right here. It's an argument for futures. And not to mention, if a lot of people trading small caps, they don't even have $25,000, so then they have to deal with like pattern day trading rule and stuff like that. And futures right here. The number one thing about futures, there is none, zero, nada pattern day trading rule. So you can show up and you can day trade every single day as many times as you want every single day. So like I said, I don't want to, Pam's Plan as an idea is undefeated within the category of day trading. Nobody has been able to defeat that. I do. Okay, and that's fine. A lot of people find small caps first. That's fine. I'm here to tell you that now you found something better. So today is a day where you're going to be like, oh, I'm glad I found Pam's Plant. I don't like to quit, so once I master this, I'll learn and do more. Large caps, okay. Never mind. Okay, you just, no. No, it makes no sense to do those. It makes no sense. Well, to be fair, I guess you didn't say. Are you wanting to, when you say do more, like you want to learn how to day trade large caps and options? Is that what you mean? You want to day trade, or like you mean like I want to invest in some and swing trade other things? Because if that's the case, then yeah, you totally just missed the point. You missed the point about you having to risk your own money on those things. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Tell me how it makes sense to have all of your capital at risk. I stick with, I don't know what SOL. Correct. The goal is indeed. What do you mean I'm not getting enough data? How are you not? I'm on fiber internet. How do I not have enough data? Well, I think it's still working. Let me run a speed test real quick. Maybe YouTube is just being a little crazy. How can I not be getting enough data? No, download's fine. Does the stream look okay for people? Is it still pretty smooth and everything? I don't know why it would say. Okay, I'm waiting for the, okay, yeah, download looks fine. Yeah, upload's 340. I mean, I'm on fiber. Looks great. All right, I won't worry about it then. I'm not sure why I got that error message. Reversal incoming? I don't know, maybe. Looks good. All right, I won't worry about it then. I'll see if I can get that message out of here. Yeah, I don't know. I won't worry about it. Yeah, Bruce, that one got demonetized. I got an email. I didn't get any copyright strikes, but they did tell me, yeah, that one's demonetized. Yeah, we got a bit of a bounce here. Man, 4 away from the overall goal. So if you have not hit that like button, make sure you hit it. We're getting there. It's not even the 2-hour mark. Very good. Oh, choices. Do you short the purple line there? I don't know. We don't really know what the price thinks about the purple line. It's been a very long time since the last time the price did get up at that purple line. I mean, right there, beautifully respected it. Here it got slightly above it. So a chance here. Again, would I call you crazy for thinking about getting short at the purple line? I mean, I wouldn't call you crazy. I want to see a little bit more how it behaves. We'll see if it wants to try to push up through there or not. Yeah. I don't know. I'll get rid of that line. I think it served its purpose for now. Basically have, yeah, we do. They basically don't. No, we definitely do. Let's get this in play. There we go. Yeah, this almost looks like a reversal wedge at this point. I don't really trust this as a short-sided pattern. If anything, I'd be interested in going long here. But we'll let hindsight be the judge. Hindsight maybe will have me looking pretty stupid if it comes down here and shatters down through that line. But, hey, there we go, 125. Very good. But, yeah, as of now, I'm thinking more long than anything else. What I don't like about that is if it breaks through here, which is a resistance, then all of a sudden, not that far above, bump, bump, you have the purple line there that could reject it right back down. So, yes, I would not feel comfortable buying that line there because, like I said, right above is that purple line. But if it can clear through the purple line, then things get a little spicy. 1933 shorts are nervous in that area if we can break out of 330. Oh, yeah, no, I would agree. Shorts are certainly getting nervous in this area. I see you marked that descending wedge. It was perfect. No, I don't know. None of this would be a descending wedge. This would be, or for me, I would call this an ascending triangle here. I would call that an ascending triangle. This is what I would classify as a descending wedge. Unless that's what you meant. I'm not sure, but that's what I see at least. But I'm just a simple man. Look at that. Right off that purple line. The power of charts and why I would not... No, I'm not saying that the price can't break through the purple line, but hopefully nobody's like, oh, well, how did that breakout not go beautiful? Because you had that purple line right there. That's why you got to use multiple time frame analysis. See if it can put... I don't know. Is anybody buying the breakout if it can get through the purple line? What are people's thoughts on that? Is that a buy? Do you buy the breakout? $30-minute looks pretty good to me. We left that hammer. All right, so do you trade? I don't even know how to say your name. Ike Ron Nas. Are you trading or are you just kind of commentating? If you are trading, great. Let us know like your trade plan ahead of time. Yep, buy the breakout. Okay, Todd, where are you buying? How are you defining buying the breakout? What's your entry point? Mammon, you never answered my question. You say you want to learn these other things. Are you saying you want to learn how to day trade stocks and day trade options and these other things? Is that what you're saying, Mammon? I don't quite think you're comprehending what I'm saying. Long bias here. Okay. Well, where would you eventually get long, Roland? Your bias is long, fair enough, but like where would you actually get long? Yeah, see, what you don't understand is learn how to read a chart and you already know how to trade those other things because all those other things use charts. So instead of using charts to trade stocks, you would be using charts to trade futures. Instead of using charts to trade Forex, you could use charts to trade options. That's why my entire argument is literally learn how to trade charts. Because once you learn how to trade charts, then you can use those on anything else because all those other things are just an object and that object has a value and that value goes up and down as time passes. And that's what charts are assisting you with. So if you know how to use charts, then you can trade all those other things. So it's not, well, I want to learn how to trade stocks and then learn. No, trade charts and you know how to do the rest of it. Therefore, at that point, it's really just a question of, do I want to operate efficiently? Do I want to work smarter or do I want to work harder? And if you want to work smarter, then that's where Pam's plant comes into play. I'm trading, oh no. Dude, are you mean you're day trading options? Please don't tell me that's what you mean, that you're day trading options. Yeah, I'm not into options day trading. I have nothing against options if you're swing trading. Oh, there's a breakout right there. But too many people, we got too many armchair quarterbacks in here. Roland, long bias. Well, where did you buy, Roland? Hey, Trav, are you going to write it down this time? Yeah, I'm pretty okay, man. I'm up 7. Okay. Oh, my goodness. I swear, people don't listen, do they? Ranaz, like I said, it's not an argument of whether or not you can make money. Yes, you can make money in options. The point is, you're working way harder than you actually need to. Why would you choose to deal with theta? Why? Explain that. What do you find attractive about theta that you like to deal with? For those that don't know, it's the 50-period simple moving average. For those that don't know, some people choose. I don't know why, but they choose. Like this action here in the world of options, you lose money. Now, you may be thinking, what are you talking about, Clay? The price is simply moving sideways. Yes, in options, there's something called theta. And theta, when prices start to go sideways, it causes your position value to go down. Again, that doesn't tell you I day trade. Yes, exactly. Why are you dealing with theta? So this is what, unfortunately, Ron Nas is choosing to do. I'm trying to help, but he's like, well, I make money. Okay, and this is why I say, well, you're working harder and smarter. So when you buy something, how do you make money? Well, if you buy right here, and let's say, you go long, well, then one way you would make money is if it goes up, right? If it goes up, okay, great, you made money. Another way that you don't make money is just go sideways, right? And that would just be break even. So this way you make money, this way it's break even. And then of course the obvious one is if you buy and it does that, well then that's where you would lose money. So there's a 33% chance that you lose money in this situation. Hopefully everybody follows that because you can make money if it goes up, or you don't make any money, but you're also not losing money. So, but at least it's going sideways so you don't lose money. Okay, so I'm just trying to help you out, Ron Nas. I'm trying to tell you how you're literally making your life more difficult as an options day trader. So, but in the world of options, it doesn't work like this. So let's think about it. When Ron Nas or whatever his name is buys, he's got a 67% chance to lose money. How so? Because if he buys right here, then and the price goes up, okay, fair enough. He makes money. If the price goes sideways because of theta, guess what? He loses money. Or then the obvious one is, well, if he buys and wants to go up and it goes down, well, of course he's going to lose money in that situation. So he's literally got, there's 3 things that could happen. 2 of those would cause him to lose money. 67% chance to lose money. This is why I say if I were given the power to like sentence somebody that I did not like into like financial torture within the markets, I would be like, I sentence that person to day trade options for this reason right here. Why would you do that to yourself when you don't have to? There is no theta in futures. I'll say that again. There's no theta in futures. So sideways action doesn't hurt you at all. But that's why it's wild. It mathematically makes 0 sense. I understand why day trade options because I don't have a whole lot of money. So I just need like big movements. And I get that. But hey, Pam's Plant, you don't have to deal with theta. You can get great movement without having to trade options. Because again, futures movement make options movement look like garbage. Because futures just move way better. Not to mention, if you're day trading options, all of your money is at risk. So if something crazy happens, you could have poof. Your account could be gone just like that. So please, once again, I've said it a million times and people don't listen. Do not reply, yeah, but I'm up this amount. I make this amount per week. The argument is not that you cannot make money day trading stocks, options, Forex, or crypto. The argument is you're working harder than you actually need to. You're not being efficient. If you want the most efficient way from multiple aspects, I'm telling you, day trading futures through a prop firm makes the most sense. And also, we are at 100% win rate. Since I started the live stream, I think we've had between 10 to 15 people that day traded options, but they were actually open-minded enough to go and try Pam's Plant, and every single one of them has come back and said, yep, day trading options is pure and utter garbage compared to Pam's Plant, compared to day trading futures through a prop firm. Every single one so far. But the part of that is you got to be open-minded. You got to be able to listen. You got to be able to take some feedback. Like, you know what? Maybe what you're doing is not the most efficient way to go about it. Your long bias was dumped. It was. I guess it just, yeah, that's true. But if for the scalp, so this would have been an argument for scalping. Scalpers had plenty of opportunity to pull out some profits. I would have been okay because I would have taken one out. Then I would have started to move my stop loss up. Obviously, that move there would have taken out my stop loss. So I think that was a winning trade for traders. Probably worst case, a break even. Because, I mean, by the time the price got up there, I'd assume like stop losses are probably at break even, maybe slightly in the green. But yeah, that candle there was certainly a buzzkill. You can't get around that at all. That one kind of rained on the parades. So hopefully Ronaz, I don't know if he's still here anymore, but hopefully he can be open-minded enough to be like, yeah, I can see how this doesn't make any sense. Why am I doing something that I literally have a 67% chance of losing money on? It pays to be coachable. Yes, it does. Yeah, well said. Well said. In fact, if you're in the chat room, please feel free to chime in. If you are a former really day trader of anything, but especially options, if you are a former options day trader and now you day trade futures, please chime in and be like, yeah, I mean, this weird looking guy, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I used to day trade options, but now I day trade futures and it's way better. Well, no, Mammon, I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I've said nothing about you. That's great. You have time. I'm just saying spend your time as wisely as possible. That's all I'm saying. And spend your time learning charts, because once you learn charts, you can day trade whatever you want. But at that point, you want to day trade futures for the million reasons I've already gone over. I'm about to make the switch, just don't know where to start. Well, Johnny, if you want to do Pam's plan the way I'm doing it, you would start by, so the link that you see at the top of the screen, you would go there. It's also linked. It's pinned at the top of the chat box. So you would go to this site, and then you would pick what side or what purchasing power do you want. So you pick out one of these. If you want to support the channel, like I said, just use that link. Use code Clay to get the promotion, all that. And then during the checkout, they'll ask you what platform you want to use. And most people use Tradeovate. That's the one you see here. So you would check Tradeovate. They will go create the Tradeovate account for you. They'll create the username and password, so you don't have to go and do any of that, which is really nice because it's so annoying to sign up for a new broker and platform and but you don't have to do any of that. They'll do that for you. They'll send you the login information. You log into Tradeovate, and then you'll be able to set up your set up however you want it. And then at that point, instead of using charts to day trade options, which it sounds like you were doing, now you can just do it to day trade futures. You can use TradingView if you want, Mammon. But most of my trading, once profitable, will happen in a Roth IRA. Well, I think that is very risky. So you're going to put your retirement funds at risk like that. That seems sketchy. That seems very unwise. Well, I'm always going to be disciplined. Well, well, first off, you're not always going to be disciplined. We all have bad days. But even if I just grant that you will always be disciplined, sometimes disciplined traders get smacked upside the head because crazy things happen in the market. And, there's just crazy price movements. So if one of those crazy price movements happen and you're in a day trade, well, see you later. That's all your money. Why is it better trading futures than options? Oh man, come on, man. I just explained all that. I only have to 190 hours to do this for us. Correct, yeah. Well, not even 119. If you want to do, the lowest amount would be 105. So 105 gives you the 25K, which allows you to buy 3 of the very volatile contracts or 30 of the less volatile ones. But, so Thanasis, real quickly. Thanasis, I don't even know how to pronounce your name. And if you're day trading options, you have a 67% chance of losing money. Because if you buy here and you want it to go up, the only way you can make money is if it goes up. And it's got to go up pretty quickly. Because if it goes sideways, there's something called theta. And theta eats away at your contract value. So things that go sideways after you buy causes you to lose money. Or if it just goes down, well, then that's the obvious one. Well, of course, if you buy and want something to go up, but it goes down, you lose money. So that's the obvious one, you lose money. This one here is what people don't realize. It's not obvious because our human intuition is, well, if the price is going sideways, sure, I'm not making money, but that just means I'm at break even because it's going sideways. Not so in options. Sideways means you're losing money. So why would you put yourself in that situation where you have a 67% chance to lose money? Demetrius Clay, I am in FTMO challenge, but the 100 is not quite the same as you have up there. Are they 120? Why is that? Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know why my chart would be different than. I know nothing about MetaTrader, so I'm not going to be of good use. I think we actually might have a chance today to put in yet another new record. Record we set on Friday was 175 likes. We're at 132. Been a while since I've asked. So if you are enjoying, if it seems like you're learning stuff, if it seems like you're kind of like, oh, okay, all right, then make sure you hit that like button. That's a very quick and easy way to communicate that you're enjoying, easy way to support the channel. If you want to support the channel even more, hit that subscribe button. That helps out a whole lot too. In TradingView, the US 100 chart is also different than yours. Well, yeah, I don't know. This is the right chart though. I can tell you that. I'm not sure why it would be different. Are you looking at the 2-minute chart? I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't find the NMQ. Well, that's probably why it's different. Because, yeah, this is the NQM, the M contract. Yeah, so this, yeah, like I said, nasty breakout there of the wedge there. I still submit, I think everybody would have had at least a break-even trade on that. because it did make a move upwards where I would think stop losses got moved up to break even. But then this nasty move down, that's pretty rough. We'll get rid of these ones though. The 5 is just the time interval. No, that's not true. Because I'm on the 2 minute up here, and it's just it still says the 5. Unless you're talking about trading view. Roland, do you trade, Roland, or are you just kind of like, where are you at in terms of all of this? I appreciate you chiming in. I'm just curious, like, do you trade, or are you kind of just maybe done for the day? Are you looking to trade? I think you're newer to the stream, which is why. If you've been here before and you've commented before, I do apologize. Wait a minute. That's... Oh, okay. That's something else then. I got an email from my host provider. It was like, your site has been disabled. Like, wait, what? But I don't understand. There's a clone site. Anyways, I'm not even going to try to talk about it because I'm way above my pay grade in that regard. But the site still works, so never mind. The only reason is that I am trying to tell you my entry points and exits, but my numbers are different than yours, and it will... Oh, okay, I gotcha. Well, I appreciate that clarification, because you're right. That would be like, wait, what? What's this guy talking about? So maybe in this situation, unfortunately for you, yeah, it probably wouldn't even make sense to do so, because everybody's just going to be confused and think that you're, you know... But hey, you know what? I'm just glad you're trading futures. At the end of the day, I'm just glad you're day trading futures. That's the key. That's the key. I've upset quite a few people on the live stream since I've started, but I'm telling you, Pam's plant is undefeated. The best anyone has been able to do is they attack me. They start calling me names and this, that, and the other. Can we learn trading charts from your YouTube? No, not really. Kind of, but if you want the structured education, and if you want the education that's not gonna, you know, that'll make sense to you. Now, before people flip out, somebody asked, so I'm just giving somebody a solution. I'll let them deal with it. So if you want to check out, this is where you'll really learn charts, and you'll learn it about everything in a logical way that'll make learning it way easier. Because sure, YouTube, the internet, it's all for free, fair enough. But that's you know what is also free? Being totally overwhelmed. You know what it also is free is getting bad information. Because when you're new and you don't know what you don't know, you don't even know what good information is. Why did you switch to futures, Clay? Last time I saw your channel, you were doing shares. Because I stopped being an idiot. That's why. Oh, your question is when? Back in November. My community for the longest time has told me to get into futures, and I'm a stubborn donkey. So I was like, no, I'm good with stocks and options. And then they're like, no, you definitely have to move to futures. There's this thing called prop firms. I thought, nah, prop firms sound sketchy, not going to do it. And then a couple more years passed by, and I was like, you know what? Long story short, I was like, let me give it a try. And I'm like, wow, I've been an idiot. Like, it's bad. And that's why I have like a passion, and I kind of get on other people's cases that don't do it, because I'm like, I see myself in you, and I'm like, oh, if you just knew how like frustrated I was at myself for pushing it off for so long. And I'm sure some of you can chime in. Like those of you that have made the switch from what you used to day trade into futures. I mean, obviously I can't speak for you, but I have a sneaky suspicion many of you would be like, nope, I'm also frustrated myself. I say to myself, man, I wish I would have made the change earlier. I wish I knew earlier. But yeah. But yeah, you're right. I used to do day trading options and stocks, and those things, like I say, are pure and utter garbage. Pure and utter garbage compared to day trading futures through a prop firm. For all the reasons of Pam's plant. I took a long break from trading and now working on getting a pro account through GPT. Did blow up a pro already and due to... Gotcha. Cool, Roland. Well, it's nice to have you on the channel. What do you think about gold day trading? I think you should. This is what I think. As somebody that's new, I think you should start off with Pam's plan. So you get Take Profit Trader. You get, I would say, just go with Tradeovate. That's the definitely the most popular one. And then you start trading right here, MNQ. That's what you trade. And then once you prove yourself that you can handle MNQ, then you can start to consider trading NQ, the big brother, who is the volatile beast. And don't get me wrong, this one's pretty volatile too. But start here and then go here. That's what I recommend if somebody was brand new in day trading. Well, the first thing I would tell them to do is get my mentorship. But I also understand, of course you're going to say that because you're selling something. Okay, I get that. So we'll just set that aside. So setting that aside, somebody that's brand new day trading, I would say get Take Profit Trader as your prop firm. Get Tradeovate as your platform that you're going to trade futures through, and then start with MNQ, and then work your way to NQ. So that's what I would say. Clicking on the chart to place an order is the best. Makes it super easy. Yeah, it does make it very easy. Made the switch, funded in 5 days, up 750 today. Haven't traded stocks or options since. Yeah. Richard is one of our new people that is also coming from the world of options and options and stocks day trading. And yeah, like if you don't believe me, that's fine. But there's plenty of people in the chat room that have made the jump and they're like, yeah, no, Pam's plan, it actually works. Like it's legit. Well, let me cook. Let me cook for a second. Oh, boy. There it is. I think that's worth watching right there. I think that's worth watching. We're going to keep an eye on that trend line. That could be a spicy one. I'm not. What are the paperwork needed to open the account at your prop firm? None. Well, it's very straightforward. Not a lot of paperwork at all. And like I said, as you go through it, because this is always a little confusing, that I remember being confused about, was I thought that I would go, like, well, I want to use Tradeovate, so I guess I got to go create a Tradeovate account separately, and then I let them know, like, how does that work with the prop firm? And that's not how it works. All you do is you select the purchasing power you want, and then during the checkout phase, you're going to be like, well, what platform do you want? You select Tradeovate, and then they will go and create the account for you. Massive time savings, massive headache saver, and then they'll send you the login information for Tradeovate, and that's it. That's all the paperwork you got to, I say that's all the paperwork you have to do. There's basically no paperwork. You go through the checkout process, you select what you want, you select what broker you want, you submit your payment details, you submit code CLAY, C-L-A-Y, so my kids can eat, and then you get the promotion, and then you check out, and then you'll get some emails walking you through the rest of the process. Super easy. Yes, yeah. And then once you get to the pro account, you'll have to give them information so they can send you a 1099, which is also part of Pam's plan. The tax reporting being easy. Because all they do is they'll send you a 1099. So yes, once you pass the test and move into the pro account, they'll need a little bit more information so they can set up the 1099 information for you. But like that's very minimal. And that's well worth it because when it comes tax time, again, instead of taking your wheelbarrow full of paperwork to your accountant, you give them one 1099 form, and then that's it. So, how nice is that? How nice is that? Ooh. This actually... Am I too late? No, it's right there. Just going short feels... I don't know. Because we're still so close to that white line. The white line being the low for the day. Even if it comes down there, I can barely think straight right now. I can barely think straight. No, that's not what I want. Oh, it's getting worse.
say vinegar or salt water? Salt water. Okay. Hey, Mom, Dad did say salt water.
Sorry, my daughter just was asking me about the. I should ask now that we have more people. So when I say morel mushrooms to people, does that mean anything? Morel mushrooms. Does that mean anything to anybody here? Hey, Clay Hater, dude. I know who you are, man. So you're gone. If you come back, like, don't come back. Don't create any more names. All right, Andrew? Like, I'm officially 100% creeped out by you. Don't email me. Don't create any more names. Like, this is officially in creepy territory. So you're getting banned here. Again, don't come back. Scary situation. Not scary. It's, well, I like the Second Amendment. I'll just leave it at that. So not really scary in that sense, just flat out creepy. It's a very disgusting looking mushroom. Have you ever eaten one though? Noor is in a pro account. Fantastic. And I'm stopped out. Win, lose. Yeah, go pick and eat them. All right. So yesterday, me and a couple of my daughters went. We own some acreage here. Oh, you never eat? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are never. Yeah, you would love them. You would love them. They are insane. But these things sell for like, I've seen. Okay, well, you're missing out, Mammon. You are making a very poor life decision. A very poor life decision. But they go for like, I've heard from $50 a pound up to $100 a pound. Somebody was trying to sell them on Amazon for $190 a pound. Yesterday, in 2 hours, me and my daughters, because we own some acreage here in Iowa, we got 3.1 pounds. I went out by myself on Saturday night and found some. So we cooked them up on Sunday afternoon. None of my kids like mushrooms. Every single one of my kids were like, Dad, can I have another? Dad, can I have another? Insane how good. I don't even, like, now I get it. Now I understand how you can charge 50 up to, we'll call it between 50 to $100 per pound for these mushrooms. Unbelievable. Yeah, Morel, yeah. How do you cook them? We just put them in butter, salt and pepper, and then we have a Blackstone. Blackstone, is that the grill? Yeah, the flat top grill. That's a Blackstone, right? Yeah, Blackstone grill. Just butter, some salt and pepper. Yeah, a lot of people say like put breading coating, but we just wanted to try them straight up, and I thought they were fine straight up. So I want to get back because we own a good chunk of acreage, and we've only like, I don't know. I don't even know if we've like searched 40 acres there yet. And we got a lot more acreage that we could look for. So it's just like, how much money is sitting out there, But that's the thing. I don't know if I want to sell them. They're so good. If anything, I told if my kids collect some more, I'll tell them I'll buy. Like, well, I'll buy them from you at like the dad discount. I'll pay for like $15 a pound for them. Yeah, the kids know. They've been learning to identify. Maybe even better than steak, because you can't sell steaks for no $50 a pound. Granted, that's more of a supply and demand. I think that might be better than steak. They'd be fantastic on a steak, like a morel mushroom. Like, so you got your steak, you put the morel mushroom right on top of it, you stick the fork through it, and you get the double. Oh boy. Yeah, yep. Yeah, I kind of cheated because we had some. So I'm learning when you buy farmland, that like farmland takes upkeep like anything else. So last year I paid to have some drain tilage put in to help keep, get rain into the creek, keep the not have a bunch of mud and stuff, puddles fill up in the farm or the farm fields. So I was texting my excavator that did that because he's a neighbor in Iowa. Like if you live within like a few miles of somebody, that's like your next door neighbor. So my neighbor, I was like, hey man, do you ever do any of this? If so, any tips or like any success? He's like, not a whole lot. But I will say when we did the drain tilage, we found a bunch in like 30 minutes over at that spot where we did our work. I'm like, well, I'm going to head over there. He's like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. So to your point, yeah, they tend to seem to come up in the same general area. But now it makes sense why they are where they are. I was thinking about taking that short, wasn't I? I think I was. And with the target down here. Clay. Hi, Clay. Ever broke a pro account? Yes. I had. In fact, I don't want to talk about it. I broke one this morning. Unintentionally, which makes it, I think, even worse. But yeah, I broke a pro account this morning. Jim, have you had a Morel mushroom? Have you had a Morel mushroom? If not, close those lips. Just broke at 5. Well, hey, at least you got a pro account. That's all right. All right, I'll have to. Would you try one? Well, you have to try one because literally, like I said, none of my kids, maybe one of them, but the vast majority of my kids do not like mushrooms. But we're like, you need to at least try one of these. And every single one came back for seconds. Mushrooms are distracting. My face is distracting because it's so beautiful. What are you talking about? Look at, oh no, never mind. If it comes back down, I'm going long here. In fact, I'll put the trade out there right. No, not on the NQ. No, I want to, what would my stop be? 60. Oh yeah, I can do 3. That's no problem. So if it wants to come back down, I'll buy, stop below the lows. Got email that I can... No. You don't want to reset the pro account. Do not reset the pro account. You could go and buy like 5 test accounts for the price of a pro account reset. Just get a test account. Go through that again. Get started today on it. Do not reset the pro account. Yes, they take Profit Trader and they offer it like, oh, and you can reset your pro account. I mean, that's cool. And then you see the price and you do the math and you're like, yeah. Or I could just go buy 5 test accounts for the price of 1 pro reset. Do not reset the pro account. And don't tell people where you found them. You'll have people... Well, I mean, they can park on the road and walk in. But like I said, brother, I like the Second Amendment. I like the Second Amendment. But yeah, my neighbors, before we moved here to Iowa and Michigan, they texted and they're like, hey, would you mind if I go and check them out? I'm like, yeah, sure. They never said they found any, though. So I don't know where they were looking. But to be fair, it's a good-sized chunk. So it would make sense why maybe they just weren't quite looking in the right spot. That's right, America. Well, right here, for you longer-time viewers, you know what I'm going to talk about in a second. Because we've been talking about this since almost day 1 of the live stream. But another beautiful back test. There was the first back test and go. Here is another back test. Still not quite sure if this one's going to go back down. But, like I said, I'm not really interested in going short any longer. But if it wants to come back down here, green line is my buy. Red line is the sell. I got to be due for a red trade, though. I think I'm, 3 for 3 or 4 for 4? I don't even know how many I've taken on the live stream. How are trading... Mammon. So you just don't... Mammon. Are you listening when I talk about Pam's plant? Because you've been here since I've already talked about this. So that question is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Tax reporting is easy. All you do is get a 1099. That's it. That's the tax. The prop firm will send you a 1099. Again, I'm not well, I guess I'm a little frustrated just because, like, you keep asking something. I'm like, I could have sworn I just talked about this when he was here. I don't know. Did you have did you have bad Thai food last night? You keep running off to the bathroom or what? Drinking a bunch of coffee or what? Like I said, that's irrelevant. There is no trading percentage. It's the 1099 form. That's what you get. There are no trading. Well, I mean, there's trading taxes, but not with the Pam's plant, because Pam's plant, all you get is a 1099. Oh, don't let the Amish fish your ponds. Their entire extended family will show up and catch everything in the pond. Yeah, we don't. Well, I guess there's a couple of ponds, but I don't think there's any fish. What country are you in? Oh, is this a short? We're stuck right up in this. Yeah, all right. I'm doing that because that's such a tight stop. There we go. There we go. Let's see if we want to get. There we go. Come on down for that little scalpy scalp. Little scalpy scalp. So this will be a situation where am I going to regret scalping? So my ego wants this thing to just shoot straight upwards now. Whoa, I got to get these orders out of here. There we go. My ego wants this to shoot upwards so I don't look stupid for scalping. Because if this thing keeps coming down, then what I just did there is going to look very silly. Like, dude, why did you choose to scalp? So my ego really wants this thing to go upwards. Can't you get some trading tax loosened up? I don't know, Stefano. I'm not a tax lawyer. I'm not an accountant. If you want to go and do all that and pay somebody to set all that up, that's fine. In my mind, I like just getting a single piece of paper, the 1099 form. There's your trading, 1099, boom. That was pretty easy. Yeah, I don't know how the taxes work. I would assume you would get something similar to a 1099 in Germany or whatever. I don't know what your situation is, Mammon. But here in the United States, I don't know what the equivalent in Germany is for a 1099, but I would assume it would be something very similar to what a 1099 is. Hey, if you're enjoying, so let's do this. I'll go beyond 3 hours, but we have to get this up to at least 150 likes. So we have 23 minutes to get 8 more. Well, we got the JJ effect, so 9 more likes. So I'll push this beyond 3 hours, but like I said, let's get this up to at least 150 likes, which is now 8 more likes. So we need to get 8 more likes in the next basically 23 minutes. And we'll keep the party going. I don't know. Now I'm tempted to maybe take another short. It's well-defined stop right above that purple line. So maybe I will try it. There we go. 148. 3 more. 3 more. The party's just going to keep on keeping. Is that me fitting a square peg through a round hole? I think so. I'm going to get that one out of there. Do you remember the price for setting the pro account? I don't remember it, but I do remember saying that makes no financial sense. Because I could, for that price that I'm looking at, I could go buy like 5 test accounts. So I'm telling you right now, don't do it all. Don't do it. It makes no mathematical sense. And this is also why I would argue to pass multiple accounts so that in your situation next time, you're not tempted to have to reset the pro account. You could just go grab one of your other accounts that you've already passed and activate that right away. So don't do that all. But how about this time, work on passing at least 2 accounts. And then once you get one to pro, just keep the other one stored up. So if you blow up that one, you can just reactivate that. So do not reset your pro account. That's not the smartest way. You're being very inefficient with your money. Okay, the 25K is 449. Yeah, so that's literally, you could get essentially 4.5 test accounts. That feels like a forced class. Yeah. Appreciate the feedback. I agree. Okay, my man, I'm not quite sure what I'm not gonna. Sorry, my friend. If you're not going to be, I don't even know. Maybe he's having a conversation with something else. But what futures are attacked at is irrelevant per the conversation of Pam's plant because you just get the 1099. But to be fair to you, maybe you're having a discussion with somebody else and I don't realize it. Trading today for tomorrow. Moral tip. Go looking where lilacs begin to bloom. The lilac trick also works. Okay. Thank you for the tip. Thank you, Nathan. Yeah. Yeah, it just... Like, I will say what's helped put my mind at ease, I did blow the pro account today, as I've discussed. Totally accident, totally just so frustrating. But at least I know, well, I still have a pro account that I did pretty well on today. But then I also have some waiting in the wings that I can activate. Yes, listen to Nathan. Nathan that's a good point too. I didn't even consider. It's a built-in cooldown period, not a bad thing either. Good point. Well, Richard, you'll just have to go back and re-listen to the archive, because I'm not going to relive it. I'm not going to relive it, Richard. You just got to start to show up on time, Richard. That's what happens when you're late. There's consequences. But if you think I'm going to go and relive that emotional distraught, you're crazy. Not resetting at all. Okay, good. Just go. Like I said, get yourself a couple. I would say get yourself a couple of test accounts. Get them both passed, but don't activate them both. Activate only one, and then you just keep that other one in the background, so that when you do, by the chance you do, lose that other pro account, you have that one just waiting for you right there. I think we could set a new record. I really do. We're going for 176 likes, which would be the record. We're only 26 away. So if you want to help be part of a record-breaking stream and you are enjoying, make sure you hit that like button. Oh, this trend line, and now you have the double whammy of resistance, right? I mean, yeah, right there. I mean, you got to get short there, don't you? 1099 is an independent contractor, so no tax are taken out of the money until you are file. You gain benefits like being able to... So the only real downgrade to going with take private is the cost to start a test account. Kind of, Wes, because they may be the cheapest out there. I don't know for sure, but it can seem more expensive than it is. Now, which I mean, I have for you veteran battle hardened prop firm traders out there that use Apex. I do have a code there, Clay, but I don't talk about them too much here because Apex is not for beginner prop firm traders, but it is a little bit more, but not really, because here's how prop firms work across the board. You'll go through some sort of test, and then once they move you into, the pro account, the funded account, whatever they call it, right here they have something called the activation fee. And normally for Take Profit Trader, to make that jump is $130. So you have the cost of the test account, and then to activate it to the pro, you have $130. But right now, if you use code CLAY, take advantage of the promotion, that right there is $0, which makes it actually very, very cheap. Other prop firms, again, they have like massive discounts, but then what they're leaving out is but when it comes time to activate, that's where the bigger prices come into play. So in all actuality, Wes, again, good question. Take Profit Trader might be one of the best deals on the prop firm market right now, because you can be all in for a very minimal amount. So, but yeah, sometimes when that deal is not going on, then yeah, they can be a little bit more, but you're absolutely right. The upside is the flexibility of payment, because other firms, if you make $5,000, they will not let you take that money right away. They'll say, no, you have to wait a couple weeks before you can start to request that money. And when those couple weeks pass, you're only actually allowed to request $2,000 of the $5,000. Again, this doesn't make them scams. They'll pay and all that, but it does make it a little bit more rigid. Like, what? But with Take Profit Trader, if you make $5,000, again, you're in the pro accounts and all that, then you can request that money whenever you want, and you can request all $5,000 if you want, whenever you want. So that payment flexibility is where I would argue that even if the deal wasn't going on, I think Take Profit Trader just separates itself, because it's that to me that just feels right. Well, if I'm making that money, why can't I request it like right now, and why can't I get it in any amount that I want? So yes, right now, Wes, the only downside would be if they're a little bit more expensive. But right now, because of that, the current deal and the zero activation fee, I think they're actually not. I think they're one of the lower cost. 159. Oh, we're totally gonna break the record. Let's go. Did it? You heard me all say it. I think that's another short right there. And look at that rejection right off it. So this tread line right here, wow, has it been respecting it? Time and time again, rejected, 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 rejected. And now it's coming back down. So do we play the bounce? I am, yeah. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. And what is that? Yep, I can do that. Buy. Stop down here. So minimal risk. But let's see if it wants to. Yeah, I'm trying to catch a falling knife in a sense, but I have a well-defined stop. Oh, no. No, you were supposed to come down a little bit more. Move my stop down, or my entry point down a little bit more. White line just represents the low of the day. So my stop is technically a little bit below the low of the day, but I first got to get filled. I don't know, maybe I got a little too greedy with my entry point. A lower probability trade, but it's being compensated in the fact of I'm not risking a whole lot. So if I do get some sort of bounce and relative to what's being risked, I could be looking at a nice trade. But yeah, not the highest. 160 likes. All right, let's go. Nice. Let's see if it wants to. And we're actually at a record right now of concurrent viewers. We're at 153. That is a new record. Today has been a good day. So clearly there are new people here. Welcome. Great to have you. For you new people, no need to hit the like button. I get it. You're new. You have no idea if you like this or not. But if you do at some point, like, hey, yeah, I'm enjoying. I'm learning. I'm entertained. I'm something. I'm something. And then you insert some sort of positive thing, well then please consider hitting that like button. But yeah, anybody that is brand new, I get it. And they're oh so close. I think I'm going to cancel that out now because it seems like if it comes back down, that might be the sign that that this bounce here, the bulls have been wiped away. But that's what I was looking for originally. It did not quite work out. Maybe, I don't know. It's such a minimal risk. Now let's just go down to 2. Make it even more of a minimal risk. There we go. Come on, I just needed you to come down a little bit more. Thanks, never tried a prop firm before, so no real risk to signing up with a prop firm. Yeah, no, I mean, and even if you just go like kind of crazy mode and assume that it's all one massive scam and that I'm in on the scam and I'm just talking up take profit trader because, again, I'm part of the scam, like, it's $105. So worst case, I'm going to scam you for $105. So yeah, it's minimal. Like I said, minimal risk. I mean, it's not a scam. They've been around, but let's just, like I said, going into crazy mode. I am a scammer. I'm in cahoots with Take Profit Trader. I mean, you're out $105. When I was ready trading articles, I saw that not all states are taxed. You are so hung up on this tax stuff when you don't need to be hung up on the tax stuff. Like, again, that is one of the beautiful thing about Pam's plant, is tax reporting is easy. Like, I'm trying to illustrate, like, all these questions and all this that you're wondering about and all this, well, how does it work here and like, you're proving the point of Pam's plant. Like, yeah, but you don't have to worry about that. That is the point. Tax reporting is easy. That's what I'm trying to convey to you. And you just keep, like, asking more and more and more about tax. It's easy. You get a 1099. That's it. That's it. Why would you care about all these other tax things? The only reason you would care is if you plan on not doing Pam's plant. But why would you not do Pam's plant? Pam's plant makes a whole lot of sense. That's per Nasir's point. Like, and that also, you're also assuming that you're going to make money. Like, trading is hard. Just because you sign up to be a trader doesn't mean like you're going to make money. Is there a reason why you went with Tradeovate versus Ninja? I've heard TradingView is a little sketchy with like fills and stuff like that. Ninja Trader, I don't know. I just like Tradeovate better, Wes. So yeah, but that's not to say that those ones aren't good or anything like that. It's just what I chose to go with. Rick Sanchez, weird reasoning. Grok, who is Grok? Oh, is that the AI guy? Weird reasoning. Rick, I'm not quite sure what that is in regards to. If it's something I said, I'd be happy to try to clarify it for you. If I had some sort of reasoning that you found to be weird. Finally back even now. Can I get in the profit? You mean it makes a whole lot of dollars? I'm not sure what that one's in reference to. You mean it makes a whole... I'm not sure what you're talking about there. Now we're getting to the point where I think some of you are having conversations and I don't realize that you're having conversations with somebody else. So I'm like, wait, what? But that's a good problem to have. We're growing. That's good. I love people being interactive. I love people having conversations in the chat. That's very good. So that's just part of my learning curve right now too. Only been here for about 2.5 months. So I assume that I still have quite a bit to learn as the channel grows. So I think that is part of it, is me getting a little confused because people are having conversations with one another and they're not even talking to me anymore. Yeah, I am no longer interested in buying down here just because at this point, essentially my entry point would be buying the breakdown of this little miniature bear flag. So there is this little miniature bear flag. So buying the breakdown, not really where I'm looking to buy. Okay, good, man. And like I said, I think I'm learning that I didn't realize that you were having a conversation with somebody else. So I'm glad you got your question answered. Time for new lows. I don't know. Then again, I mean, we're quote unquote only down we're only down 1.3%, which is basically nothing compared to the past several weeks. Like 1.3%, we would all say, oh, the price barely moved today then. For all those asking all the questions about futures and do not know the answer, then Pam's plant is for you, period. No, correct, patient trader, thank you. The mere fact that you're asking the questions that they are, that's okay. When you're new and you don't know what you don't know, you're going to be asking questions. But you are new. So that's per his point. If you're brand new, then you definitely just do Pam's plant. You just said Pam's plant makes a whole lot of sense. I said dollars. It does. It's both. It's a good idea that makes money in many ways. That is true. It does make a whole lot of dollars too. Tradeovate is very simple. Ninja has more tools to pollute your screen. You will be Star Wars. Yeah. But again, it's just, all that stuff is personal preference. I just landed on Tradeovate because I think it, in my mind, makes the most sense. Oh, we're setting a new record. I mean, I don't even know. We could get to 200 likes. We're not even at the 3-hour mark. And we're almost at 176. So if we can get 9 more likes out there, that's a new record for the stream. All right, is this? Yeah, all right. I'm going to take this short here, but the risk profile has got to stay small. So, yeah. I want to try to catch it on the way back down. That assumes that it's going to keep coming back down. But if it keep pushing back up, my risk profile is going to change, and I'm not going to... Still okay with the risk profile. If it goes above that crosshair... Yeah, all right, never mind. Risk profile changed too much. If it wanted to come back down, I was going to, like I said, try to catch it. If you're new to futures, watch Clay's futures class. Good, I'm glad you found that helpful. Clay, you should add the independent contractor thing to your explanation to explain to people why they only... No, that's See, my man, you're the first person, and I guess this is I don't know if this is a compliment or not, but I've been doing this now for 2.5 months. Yeah, it's got to be over 100 hours of streaming now at this point. I'll just say close to 100 hours of streaming. You're the first person that way overthought that. Everybody else is like, oh, that's cool. Taxes reporting easy, just need a 1099. Even if they're not in America, they're like, oh, that's cool. So in my country, it'd just be like a piece of paper. I like that people just take it at face value. You're the first one that like way overthought that. So with all due respect, I appreciate the feedback. But no, I do not have any data that suggests like I need to clutter up that point any further. From my experience right now, just simply telling people, hey, tax reporting is easy, and then saying 1099, that has been good enough. But to add in like meaning 1099, meaning you're some sort of independent. No, that's again, I appreciate the feedback, but I think that'd be a little bit too much clutter. So I don't know if I'm not trying to insult you. Maybe you're just a thinker. I would, in this case, and I'm guilty. I can be an overthinker too at times, but you really overthought this one. Right, but my point is, I told you how it works. You get a 1099 form. That's how it works. Oh boy. Okay, maybe another short coming up here. But like I said, I overthink things too. See if it wants to come up a little bit more. I am once again interested. We do have the pivot point too on the 5-minute. So if I bring this over, you can see right here that dotted brown line is the pivot point. So it's basically a double whammy. You have the pivot point, you have the 21 EMA right there at that level. So maybe I should be short right now. A little bit above it. What is that? Yeah. All right, let's go for the short here. And then the stop up above these highs right here. There we go. I got to be due. I would not take this trade. I'm on a win streak right now. I got to be due for a loss here. So if you believe in, like, I don't know what that is, I would not take a trade. Or I would not take this trade. First off, it's not advice. It's just entertainment. Second, I'm on a streak. So I'm due for a loser. I mean, in detail. I like to dismantle things, see if the steps, then... Yeah, right. And that's what I would say is overthinking. Again, not always a bad thing, but in this situation, yeah, you're making Pam's plant way more difficult than it needs to be. Then do it, my man. The only way to completely understand anything. Yeah, kind of, or it's also the way to completely overwhelm yourself and then scare yourself away because you're like, no, this is too overwhelming. It's like, no, it's not. You just way overthought it, and it didn't need to be thought that much. Got any big Iowan bucks near your Morels? Yeah, we've seen some. I couldn't get out last season until too late because by the time I qualified as an Iowa resident, like the main part of like the rut and all that was passed. But the kids, we got some does and stuff with the gun. It was just always fun. I don't know if I'm like hardcore. Like if I had a choice, go out by myself and get a nice deer. Nah. It's just fun with the kids. Again, for context, I mean, I have 6 kids. So like anytime I can get out with them, build memories, and especially when they want to go outside, they want to track through the woods. In this day and age, with everybody's got a screen and their face shoved in a screen, like I want to take advantage of the times. Like, hey, yeah, outside is fun. That screen is just a screen. It's not really reality. Sure, the screen has value in time and circumstances, but I would also argue I think screens are slowly like turning people into antisocial robots. But yeah, so we got a couple with my kids, so it was fun. My dad was here, and he grew up like squirrel hunting, but he never like gotten a deer. But we got one when he was here, so he helped me gut it and drag it and all that sort of stuff. So it was a good time. Helped me skin it, butcher it. It was a good time. Yeah, all right, fair enough then, man. Because you even admit, sometimes it makes me lose time, and that's what I'm saying. But yeah, if you want to do it, that's fine. Like if you have time, if you have extra time, then go for it. But like I'm telling you right now, you're at threat of wasting your time. But to your point, if you have extra time and you're aware, that's fine. I need to cancel that order out. This is looking a little this candle right here to come back up has me a little leery about wanting to get short right there. If anything, it seems like I should probably be thinking about getting long. In fact, do I go long? I don't know where to put my stop though. Let's see where it'd be. I guess I did this on Friday. I just flat out risked 10 points. Went for 20, risked 10, and it worked out somewhat. Is there a reason you are not using the 1 minute chart? It just got rejected. Because I like the 2 minute. And at the end of the day, like if you try to use everybody's time frames that everybody uses, again, if the 1 minute works for you, use the 1 minute. But if I use a time frame that everybody has like talked about over the years, then I'd have like 800 time frames. I'd have the 1, the 2 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute. I don't think I've ever heard anybody using the 4 minute. I'd have the 10 minute, the 15 minute, the 30 minute. I'd also have the 15 second. Michelle, she uses the 15 second. So I wouldn't even start at the 1 minute. Michelle uses a 15 second chart. So I don't use it just because, I mean, at some point you got to just draw the line in the sand and be like, enough is enough. I'm not doing anymore. Like, that's what works. Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow, Mammon. Good meeting you. Come on back tomorrow. Yeah, 1 second is where the true traders hang out. What platform am I using? I'm using Take Profit Trader as my prop firm, and then I'm using Tradeovate. So when you pick out the account you want to do with Take Profit Trader, they'll ask you what platform, and I'm using Tradeovate. West G. So with losing days, you don't owe anything. Nope. You don't owe anything. Now, don't lose more than the rules. Then they'll take the account away from you. So I don't know what size account you're thinking, Wes, but like if you do the 50, in order to get into the pro account, you got to be able to make 3,000. Not allowed to lose 2,000. So if you go out there and lose more than 2,000, yeah. Now you don't lose 2,000, but they would take the account, so your risk would be 119. Now you could always get the account back, try again for the reset, and the reset fee is 100. But yeah. And real quick, which is always a good question, Clay, this sounds like a scam. How can this company have you pay them 119 and then they're going to let you lose 2,000 of their money? Because during the test phase, all of this is in a simulator, okay? It's in a simulator. So the flip side is true. It's also not a scam. Well, you're telling me that you're going to make them 3,000. So you're going to pay 119 to make them 3,000 because you don't get anything other than getting to go to the pro account. What a scam. No, again, there wasn't actually 3,000 being made. That's all part of the test, all happening in the prop firm, happening in the simulator. All right. Very, very glad I did not go short there because, I'd be stopped out, I'd be stopped out right there. So that candle right there gave me a little bit of kind of insight into, I think some bulls just showed up, which is why I canceled my short, and to pat myself on the back, I guess, I was right to do so. Hey, we're 7 likes away. Well, we're 3 likes away from an all-time record. Who wants to be the record holder here? Or give us a record. 176 would give us a new record. But I think we just need to go for 200 today at this point. I'm a professional hunter in Arizona. If anyone needs help, that's my plug. Yeah, if you're looking at elk hunt out in Arizona, I'd go for Judd for sure. I used to hunt in Arizona where I was born, but I like Minnesota hunting so much better. What are you hunting up in Minnesota? I mean, deer, I assume. I can't say, is Minnesota known for their deer? In some ways, that's probably a good thing if like they're actually really good deer, but like people don't think so, then it's like, yeah, good, stay out of our state. I get that. Just wanted to make sure about losses. Yeah, fair enough, Wes. So does that explanation make sense? The only money that you have at risk. What you convinced me to give this a try. Good. What have you? Well, use code Clay, Wes, if you want to support the channel. Wes, please consider using code Clay. What have you been trading? Out of curiosity. Hunting Vikings. I think Vikings hunts you. Arcane, born and raised in Arizona. Yeah, we did a meetup about a year and a half ago out in, because I have a private community. So part of the private community is I've traveled around the country meeting up with members. And our last meetup was in Phoenix, Arizona. First time I've been to Arizona. I think I may have been through Arizona like in an airport, but I don't think that really counts. But yeah, I get why people like Arizona. Deer, pheasants. Oh, it's pheasant hunting. I know. South Dakota is like the mecca of pheasants. I'd like to do pheasant hunting at some point. Hey, we're at new record territory. Welcome, everybody. You are part of a record-breaking stream. It's great to have you. I appreciate all of you that have hit the like button. But now we're gonna go for 200. I don't know if we'll be able to get up to 200. I guess we're only at 305. I usually start to go brain dead around 330. So because this is a record-breaking stream, we'll push it at least another 25 minutes. But I'm not going to promise anything beyond that just because, like I said, I've learned that my mental capacity starts to shut down after right around 3.5. And in a weird way, it's like I just don't care. And then I've noticed that kind of has bled into my trading. Like I just will make a trade. And it's like, let's just make a trade. Our Vikings are easy to hunt most seasons. Yeah, I'm more of a college football Ohio State guy. Growing up, it was always the Cleveland Browns. So I really have had zero reason to ever get too much into NFL football. And the Browns I see are still doing the same things. Let's just draft 2 quarterbacks, Clay, have you been trading more futures than options? Yeah, I know. I'm day trading options. I'm done with that garbage. Pure garbage. Makes no sense. Same with day trading stocks. Makes no sense. Day trading future or Forex makes no sense. Day trading crypto makes no sense. Pam's Plant. So I'm all in on Pam's Plant here. What was your name? The Futures King. Right here. This is what I am doing. This is what I'm advocating for because I can mathematically prove this is a way better way to go about day trading. It's smarter. It's more efficient. Your risk is better. You get better movement. I mean, here are all the reasons why you should be, if you are a day trader or you want to day trade, you should be day trading futures through a prop firm. And the main reason that I think it's most people, especially in the world of stocks and options, is people are buckled down by that pattern day trading rule. But with the futures, there is zero pattern day trading rule. So right there in and of itself, I think is a good enough reason. But yeah, no, I'm totally done with the options day trading, stock day trading. They're there. They're pure and utter garbage compared to Pam's Plant. What's the day trading app you're using? I am day trading futures. So the prop firm I'm using is Take Profit Trader. So if you use the link that's at the top of the screen, or you just go to the site that's pinned at the comment, that will take you to the prop firm I'm using. And then in the prop firm, after you choose what purchasing power you want, so you choose what purchasing power, it'll ask you what platform. And then I select the one that says Tradeovate. And then they'll go create the Tradeovate account for you, and then they'll send you the login information, which makes it really nice. So you do not need to go to Tradeovate's site separately and create an account. Take Profit Trader will do all that for you. I've been following you for years. I was happy to see you come to the space. So, Futures King, what did you trade before you got into futures? Or has it always been futures? Does that make sense, Mr. Pity Pat? Other than PDT rule, why is stock trading garbage? Are we talking day trading or swing trading, Scott? Those are 2 different categories. Are you talking day trading or swing trading? Stocks and options. All right, Futures King. So, I mean, do you agree with me? Like, day trading stocks and options when compared to futures is kind of like, oh yeah, futures are way better. Okay, Scott, so many reasons. You have to scan for stocks, right? Like, you have to find what the hot stock is moving. So now you're spending your time scanning. Sometimes you have to pay for scanners. Not always, but you got to scan. And then just from the risk component, like, you need way more money. Because first off, you need $25,000. Well, I mean, you say other than that, well, that's a really big one. But even if you have over $25,000, so you don't have to deal with it, well, then, I mean, do you really want to put all of your money at risk? Because I don't know about you, Scott, but I have bad days. I've got on tilt. I revenge trade. I FOMO. I force trades. I've made messes. So I am not a perfectly disciplined trader. And I've had bad days. I've gone, like I said, made messes. Or sometimes I'm not even being bad. You just get caught in a crazy move. And then I've looked at the mess I've made, or I look at the loss that crazy move occurred, and I'm like, man, that stinks. Because that's all of my loss. That money is all coming out of my account. Not so with the prop firm. The prop firm, yeah, you'll lose your account, which you can always get and build and go through the sequence again. But what's actually at risk is literally hundreds of dollars. So you could be looking at a loss of multiple thousands of dollars that, again, did cause you to lose your prop firm account. But did you actually lose those thousands and thousands of dollars that you're looking at? No, you didn't. You lost maybe $100, whatever you paid for the account. So just strictly from this reason is why the added risk control, how you can protect your own money. Because the only money that is actually at risk is the cost of the account. And the cost of the account is very, very minimal compared to, what you could do to yourself using your own money if you have one of those bad days or you get stuck in a crazy move or something like that. So it just doesn't make any sense from a risk management standpoint either. No need to take all that risk on your own shoulders. Started trading during COVID and really wanted to trade, but blew 25, so way to go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, big time. I always tell people they should start with ES and Q. I even tell, if you want to trade options or stocks, you always have to look at. Thank you, Scott. Hey, Scott, thank you. So, Scott, let me ask you this, just out of curiosity. Do you day trade stocks or options? Yeah, exactly. My only disagreement with you, Futures King, is for you people, you say they should start with ES, and maybe you mean this, maybe I'm nitpicking, but I would say people should start with either MES or MNQ. But to just have people go into ES or NQ, I think that's a little bit too of a volatile environment. But maybe you just meant that as the general umbrella. UW. Okay. Well, Scott, I just want to compliment you. I realize it can be hard to hear somebody say what you're doing is kind of a waste of time, doesn't make sense, blah, blah, blah. Like, who's this jerk? And then for you to just like shut off being open-minded, but you didn't. You're like, you asked some questions, you're open-minded, you heard me out, and I promise, Scott, you'll be like, oh yeah, futures trading is a way better. Futures move a whole lot better. So we've had some people, Scott, that behave the exact opposite of you. They start name calling, they're like, well, and they don't listen, and it's like, okay, that's fine, but you're not actually listening to what I'm saying. You're not being very open-minded here. But you did not get emotionally triggered. You kept your cool. You asked a couple of questions, so good on you. We could use more Scotts in the world is what I'm getting at here. Be a Scott. Be a Scott. All right, I am looking at a potential another short here as I kind of putz around, waiting to see the price, and this is the 5-minute time frame. So the price is now approaching that purple line there on the 5-minute. Or do you just wait until it comes? Because there's a big congestion area right here. You have these highs right here. You still have the overnight low. So do you just wait for up there and then just put a stop above there? I could see that maybe potentially making sense too, but we'll have to see. What time is it? Okay, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Which is also another reason, like, this movement right here, like, this is, depending on how you played it, this could be thousands upon thousands of dollars right here. This movement right here. Nice little movement, and this is, I mean, it's literally 157 in the afternoon. Whereas you look at, like, a stock right now, you're trying to day trade a stock, like SOFI, and let's drop down to the 5-minute time frame. It's like, okay. So like a move from here all the way up to here. Like that's a big distance. Boom. That's literally a 30-cent move. Right? If you look over here, 30 cents. So if you had 1,000 shares, I'm not a math genius. Is 1,000 shares, is that $30 or $300? So if you had 1,000 shares and you made 30 cents per share, okay, 300. So that move right there is $300. But how much would you need of your own capital to get 1,000 shares? Well, right now it's trading. Let's just say you got it 13. So $13, and you need 1,000 shares. That's 13. So that would be that would be required $13,000 for you to have for this big old move to make $300. Or you could just, and again, this is in the middle of the afternoon. Look how just kind of slow and these are moving. Now I realize SOFI is maybe not the most volatile one, but so you need $13,000 to get involved, or you could just come into the world of futures, Pam's Plant. You could get, for $105, the opportunity to buy up to 3 of the very volatile contracts. And if you had 3 of those during this movement right here, which is not very big compared to that. Think about that. There was like a big movement, and that was like 30 cents. Here, this is like 40 points. 40 points with 3 NQ contracts, that's thousands upon thousands of dollars that you're making. And how much was required? Was it $13,000? No, it was $105. So, I mean, Pam's Plant, Again, it's undefeated. It is undefeated. Nobody has been able to show up and tell me how this is not a good idea for day trading. People have attacked me, and this is the problem, because this is what I'll do. I'll just give you the heads up. If you want to come at me, I'll just default to everything. So my claim is this is a good idea. But if you come at me, the best you're going to be able to do is, let's just accept I'm a scammer. I'm a con man. I'm anything negative. So your position would still be a scammer is presenting a good idea, because you have not attacked the idea. If you attack me, then it could just default to I'm a scammer who's presenting a good idea. So you haven't attacked the idea. Nobody's been able to tell me how this is a bad idea. Everybody's like, yeah, that's a good idea, Clay, but you. And it's like, well, no, who cares about me? Is this let's talk the idea. Well, Clay, no, that's a good idea. I do it myself, but you. Well, so you admit it's a good idea. Yes. Okay, then we agree. But nobody has been able to defeat that. Everybody will come at me eventually. Even the people that agree it's a good idea. It's like, well, then we agree. It's a good idea. So I would love it though if you can explain how what you're doing in the world of day trading makes more sense than Pam's plan. I'm up for the discussion, but all I'll say is I'm batting 100%. Everybody that has been open to trying it is like, yep, this is definitely way better than day trading options, which I was doing. Or yep, this is way better than day trading stocks, which is what I was doing. Thanks for the entertainment. Have a green day. Hey, hopefully see you back again. Trading today for tomorrow. Good to have you. We are stuck at 181 likes. So if you have not hit the like button, we are going for a record of, well, we're already at record-breaking territory, but we're going to shoot big now. Let's see if we can get up to 200. So if you have not hit that like button, please do it. Let's try to get this up to 200. Slow and steady grind. But yes, if you want to tell me how day trading stocks or day trading options or day trading Forex or crypto is better than Pam's plan, I'm open. I'm just telling you, it's an undefeated argument. Everybody eventually is like, yeah, that's a good idea. Again, the argument is not that you cannot make money in those other areas. The argument is this is the most efficient way to go about it. It's the most wise. It's the way that if you want to implement the classic saying, work smarter, not harder, Pam's plan would allow you to implement that into your day trading approach. We are approaching a potential short. I am interested up around here, but yeah, I want to say, I would have gotten, no, I wouldn't. My entry point is still going to be up around here. So we got close, but then it pulled back. So we'll see if it wants to make another turn back up to that area. Anybody here in Minnesota? I know Minnesota. We were like on Friday, it was telling us here in Iowa, like, oh, there's going to be massive, terrible weather. And I guess there's still a smaller chance, but it seems like it all shifted north of us, going through Minnesota. So if anybody here is in Minnesota, have you been hit by it yet? Or maybe you're not here because you've lost power. I'm in Minnesota. Yeah, Joel, are you in, have they gone through, or are they still coming for you? Or we're 80s today. Yeah, I think that played a role of it. Like it just all of a sudden spiked up to 80 degrees. But yeah, if you are, is it going, maybe Wisconsin's in it too. I just know that Minnesota seemed to be having quite a bit of the storms and such. Hey, brother. Mid-70s in Ohio. Where you at in Ohio, Mike? I grew up in Toledo area. Graduated from Ohio State. So from one Ohioan to another, let's go. Not supposed to hit till 3 or so. Oh, gotcha. Well, I hope. Be safe. I got to drive to north central Minnesota to Longville, and it's going to be like you have to. Are you a truck driver? When I see the word, you said you gotta, but you have to. Lima. All right. Yeah. We played Lima Senior. I remember we played them in high school. Football. There's two of them. There's Lima Shawnee and Lima Senior, if I remember right. Or is it, am I saying Lima? It's Lima, right? Yeah, Lima, Ohio. Not Lima, Lima. My cabin, but I have to work for our Airbnb. Oh, gotcha. Nice. Hey, I like you. You got some Airbnb side hustle going on. That's good stuff. There's no trader who starts out trading who will be profitable right away, so Pam's plan will help you lose the least amount possible And when you make money, you get paid. Yeah. Yep. Correct, patient trader. It's hard to refute that. I live in Jackson, work in Spirit Lake. Gotcha. Yeah. Honestly, that doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know. I don't know too much about Minnesota geography. All I know about Minnesota, not okay. For whatever reason, the one thing I always remember Minnesota is what was it when Reagan won in 1984? Like you look at the electoral map, and literally everything was blue except Minnesota. Or I'm sorry, everything was red, and then there's Minnesota. Rick, I'm deleting that just because I don't want that name in here. But yeah, I don't know a whole lot about it, Rick. But all I'll say is this: is anybody that's like selling a strategy or selling whatever they want to call it. No, again, that doesn't mean that it doesn't work for that person. But one size does not fit all. So not a fan. I'll just leave it at that, Rick. So much so that I don't even want people to get distracted by that. How often are you using volume meter analysis? Somewhat. It's not a huge indicator for me. Yeah, I just want to let you know why I deleted that out, just because. But yeah, not. I don't know a whole lot, but enough from what I've heard. I'm like, okay, that seems like just a run of the mill type. Look at me. Look at all this gains. Therefore, buy my strategy, buy my system, buy my concepts, buy my, my algo, buy my bot. It's just like okay. But Clay, you sell courses. I do sell courses. That's true. But my approach is a little different and much harder from a business standpoint because I don't sell a strategy. I don't sell a system. I don't sell anything. I sell a structured education where I will teach you how to use tools and how to use these tools properly. But it will still be up to you. Now, I'll help, but it will still be up to you ultimately to build a strategy that works for you, which takes time. It takes effort. But when people advertise things in the spirit of like, hey, save yourself the time. I'm going to do it all. Doesn't that sound like really good? Doesn't that sound almost a little too good to be true? Do you know why he won? Oh, I know. Back in 1984, I have no idea. I don't know. That's just what I remember about Minnesota. A crazy map. All red, and then there's Minnesota blue. Spirit Lake is Iowa. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm still so new to Iowa that I'm still learning like the towns around me. So yeah, my Iowa geography is we got here in August. Man, it's gonna be coming up on a year here pretty quick. But yes, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Point illustrated. I thought those towns were in Minnesota. I'm like, no, it's actually in Iowa, dude. Because Walter oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then. Hey, Jim, did you get in touch with Tesla at all? So Jim in the chat room gave me a ride in his Tesla yesterday. Well, it wasn't his. He was borrowing it. I gotta say, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Told my wife about it. She wasn't quite as convinced. But she did not experience the Jim sales pitch. But now I'm trying to tell Jim he's got to go get a part-time job for Tesla salesman. Oh, man. Since when do you take no for an answer, man? You need to just show up there with your briefcase and be like, listen here. My name's Cletus. I'm here for a job. Oh, you did speak to somebody? Oh, that's cool. Are they open to something like that? Would they be open to like a Saturday salesman? Or do they want somebody that's like full-time more than that? Or like maybe evenings or something? You just have to tell them, listen, I'll work evenings for you, but I got to have my phone because I'm a futures trader too. So I'm gonna be slinging Tesla and options contracts at the same time. All right, I do not take this trade. I'm due for a loser, so this has got to be the losing trade here. Let's see. Oh, come on, hit that red line. Okay, looking to get short at the red line. Did that... Or did I put my order... Man, it looks like it... I thought I had my order out there before it went up there, but maybe I put my order there afterwards, but I could have sworn it hit that line. No fill, though. So does that mean that he'd be open to having you on Saturdays if there was an opening? Does anybody know, can anybody confirm or deny? Did I have that red line there before the price made that move, or did I put that red line there after the price was there? Yeah, I agree, Futures King. That's why yeah. And for a beginner, that's why I recommend Take Profit Trader. If you're just new to the prop firm world, then just don't overwhelm yourself with these other broker or with these other these other prop firms and their rules and this, that, and the other. Again, that doesn't make them a scam per se, but it's very easy to get overwhelmed in a hurry. Oh, I put that line there before? Well, man. Well, I mean, that's good for the confidence, kind of, but that's also why you don't want to nail the top, because if you nail the top or bottom of something, you might not get filled. Technically, you always want to be in slightly before. No, I know yeah, I don't know how to stretch the X. It just does that for me. So I'm not quite sure. All right, well, that was the last trade, and I'm going to go ahead. We didn't quite hit 200 likes. I guess if you have not used a like, make sure you do that before we go. But a couple final things before I do go. We're at about 3.5 hours. I'm pretty much brain dead. But I am offering this free webinar this Thursday. If you want to learn more about the tools I'm using, how I build consistency, how I manage risk, make sure you have the proper framework of how you're going through your trading, how you're approaching trading, and all that. If you're interested in that, check out that link that I just threw in the chat box there and go get signed up for it. And then I do also offer a private trading community. So if you want to come join myself and a lot of other very, very good traders, that link right there will take you to the community. So thank you everybody though for being here. Had a great time. This was record. Whoa, 192 likes. Okay, all right. Well, we didn't quite hit 200 on the live stream itself, but nonetheless, hit. Maybe we'll get record views. We hit a new record for the concurrent. We got up over 150 finally. We were at 139 for like 3 weeks, but today finally got up over. So I think the new record now is 153. But yeah, if this is your first time here, hopefully you come back. I'm live at the latest every morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Usually I'm a little bit earlier, but bare minimum, I'll be here at 11 a.m. Eastern. So I'd love to have you. And like I said, if you want to support the channel and you want to get involved with Pam's Plant, please consider using that link that you see at the top of the screen, code CLAY, at checkout to get the current promotion. And like I said, that's a way you can easily support the channel. So thank you, everybody, for being here. And hopefully I'll see a lot more of you back tomorrow for the live stream. But everybody take care.